Welcome. It's Roller Winter Monday. Everything should be looking good today, at least sound-wise anyway. So let's do it. It's 12:30 p.m. This week there's a lot going on. As usual, the road check's coming up. Matt's Gats Jamboree info. How about that? We got the results of a huge driver survey. I think it's pretty interesting what drivers had to say. Tesla Semi pushed back again due to battery problems, right? Can't get the batteries. An East Coast storm, storming it up on the east side. And it was storming here over the weekend. Stocks are up, including GameStop. I added that in there. And just a bunch of stuff going on, right? A bunch of other things, too. Pretty interesting. Let's see what's going on out there today. All right, so today we've got, was first, Daycab Gear Jam was first the other day, followed closely by Wild Bill and Michael Muller, very close. Although Michael Muller hit it first in today, that was pretty good. And let's see who I've got out here today. So, Trucker Hershey is here today. Thank you for coming in. Where am I here? All right. So, Luke, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hello. Eddie McFadden is here. Big, huge Mike is here. Trucker Hershey is here. Got unloaded in St. Paul. How's it going up there? It snowed about 8 inches here. Kelly Patterson, good afternoon. Rest area closed, and I am ready for springtime, by the way. Hello from Los Angeles. Was at HQ in Joliet. Waited till 9:30 to drive. Yikes. Yeah, it got better yesterday. Saturday was bad. Thank you for waiting. I appreciate it, and so does everybody. Irish man, hello there. My cousin drives for them and loves it. Thank you. There are several GP Transco drivers in here. There are usually a few GP Transco drivers in the house. Kizzy and Chicken George shut down in Iowa City. Good. I'm glad everybody is shutting down. You know, I see too many people out driving in this. It's just ridiculous. No load is worth your job or life. Agree, right? Unless you're like delivering a heart for a transplant, then you might want to think about it. Someone FedEx double all twisted up. Of course, Trucker Hershey, right? Naturally, that's where we see doubles in the ditch, right? You want to find a double, they're in the ditch. Kelly, when he comes out, we should say audio check. I did check it. I see the line moving. I got up a little bit, or even earlier to get everything checked. Should be good today. Hopefully. Trucking Tips is here. Hello there. Don't let dispatch intimidate you. Yeah, if dispatch is telling you to drive in this, I don't know why they would do that. Most companies are usually pretty good about it. Don't do that. It's always up to you. Always up to you. So I'm finally home. My truck caught fire from the DEF malfunction. I hope they can't fix it, because once that starts going bad on trucks, it just seems to be a disaster. So hopefully you just get a different truck and stick in it. Kelly's got 5,000 pounds of carpeting. Oh, like from Dalton, right? That's the home of carpet in the country, right? Dalton, Georgia. Tons of carpet at that place. Whenever you get in the Dalton, Georgia area, it seems like you're always getting a carpet load. Oh, I guess I'll get carpet out of here. Right. George Wilson, good afternoon. Good morning, depending on your time zone. Right. My two favorite YouTube channels are Trucking Answers and Bonehead Truckers. Kizzy and Chicken George. Thank you. I'll take it. I appreciate it. Mowers are 500 pounds a piece. Love it. That's a good load. I love those light loads. Trucking Tips is going to be adding a trucker forecast and interstate travel forecast. Always traffic and weather on the 8th. So what... Traffic and weather on the 8th. Snow glare is annoying. Kelly Patterson. Yes. I mean, this is certainly sunglass weather. People think summertime. No. I wish they would let you tint your trucks. Nice guys who's hauling those John Deere mowers, but the loaded strung out. They asked me for a cigarette. Thought that was odd. They didn't have any money. Yeah, some of them don't get paid much in there. You know, they're working through a third party who's contracted to somebody else. And what are smokes now? Like $2 something a pack, right? $2.20. I don't know. I don't smoke. Am I close? I was lucky to get, last time I bought them was for my grandmother when I was like 7 years old, which is a true story. Okay. I used to walk to the general store and get them for my grandmother. She would give me $1 and I could get a pack of cigarettes for her and a candy bar for myself and bring her the change. So that was in your extreme upper 30s, and they were just given to me. Oh, lucky strikes. Okay, young man. Anything else? Love it. Now they're from my grandmother. So, Kizzy and Chicken George, goodness. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I appreciate it very much. Thank you. Goodness. You got me all flustered here. Goodness. All right, back to what I was doing. Let's see here. Kelly P. hauled carpet years ago. Biggest ripoff. It's overproduced. Yeah, it's expensive. I usually call 588-2300 to get all my carpet needs taken care of. So, Will be used. Carpet styles change. Come around. Just waiting for it. Shag. Always shag. Inlaid shag carpeting with the little inlaid patterns in it. The best, right? The best. Get your feet all nice and warm in it. So, Misty Rabka, good morning. Hereford Stupor Trucker. What's up? Hey, what's happening? Carpet all made dirt cheap, right? Dirty deeds are also dirt cheap, as well, as we all know. It's indestructible. Ecological disaster, no problem. When you walk through the garbage piles or whatever, at least they'll be soft on your feet, right? Have a roller wiener, Michael Muller. I'm sure it is probably. It's petroleum based. It'll probably be around long after we are. Are those cops in the sky going after cars in Indiana? Yeah, they'll probably get everybody. And I did see somebody said, oh, okay, is the pilot going to get a ticket for distracted flying? No, because the spotter does all that. He's only flying. So there'll be a spotter, ironically. Kelly Patterson, your mom's listening in. All right. Hey, Kelly Patterson's mom, welcome. Come on and say hi. It's good to see you here. Pulling my first load with Schuster, Highway Freak. All right. Came here based on your recommendation. Well, let us know how it goes. It's always nerve-wracking doing that, but there are usually some Schuster drivers here as well, and it seems to work out pretty good. Everybody seems to like it pretty good over there, so I hope it goes good for you. Fuel's going to $5 a gallon, Trucker Hershey. I'm in. I'm ready. Someone said 9 by the end of the year. All right, I don't know about that, but boy, there'd be some owner-operators pulling in so much money they wouldn't know what to do with themselves at $9 a gallon. I know many of them would be making money on that at 9. That'd be pretty good. So, Kyle, that's high. Yeah, but I don't see $9. Maybe a little more. I don't see 9. Either way, I'm all set. Because with the fuel surcharge, it just goes up with the price. So the better your truck gets on fuel mileage, the more your company makes, or the more you make if you own the truck. That'd be great since them typing on their laptops is distracted driving. In Indiana, they're exempt. They've actually talked about that on the news, and the legislature exempts police from using any electronic device while they're driving. So they can use any device they want, phone, type, what to eat, anything. They're exempt from distracted driving laws here in Indiana. Isn't that great? Isn't that awesome? Right, it's distracted for you to use a phone for 2 seconds, but a policeman can type on a laptop. So that's no problem. Love it. That's your politicians at work, George Costanza. Thank you very much, by the way. Just got the longest load of my career, 2,900 miles. Boy, that's nice. Rome, New York to L.A., 3 drops. Welcome to Melton. That's a super long flat load, I'll tell you that. I never got loads like that as a flatbed. I don't think I ever went west of 35 as a flatbed. Never. It's all on this side. That is a great load. Holy moly. And it's your 3rd load. And tell them to keep it up. Call whoever gave it to you and say, look, let's keep this up and we're going to have a great relationship here. That is a great load because that's your whole week taken up. All you got to do is your daily check call or whatever. You're all set. Did you sell your GameStop stock? Yeah. Oh, yeah. I got to get rid of that right away. Waiting for the next one to go up. Be ready for a downturn in freight rates. Company or owner operator have some money put aside. Yeah, well, as a company driver, if you get a rate, you'd get the rate. They're not going to be lowering anybody's pay, certainly. But yeah, it's possible. It's certainly possible. Could be worse. They have some fuel prices in Europe, $5 a liter. Ha ha. And at Freedom units, that's pretty expensive. So that's a lot. That's why they go 57 or whatever. Already seeing lower rates and less loads, Trucker Hershey. Okay, which segment is getting less loads? That's the question. See the billionaires cry like a baby because Reddit beat them. I know. They're like, oh, we can't have this. We lost all kinds of money. Right, did I check my auto? Yes, this week. It should be good this week. Kissy and Chicken George came off a home time in Denver. Boss had me a deadhead to Lincoln, Nebraska. I love it. I love it. Those long deadheads. Of course, not in this weather, but yeah. Look, if it pays either way, I'm in. Hey, what's up, Red Monkey Trucking? Me and the boys at GP Transco had a great night last night. Bad press is good press. Did you get some bad press? What's going on with that? Drummer to driver also, right. Lafayette run 2 minutes behind. Well, right. I'm on my own time here. We don't know which is in the pilot hot dogs or Moderna vaccines. You just take your pick. Richard Thomas. Let's mess with him, some pretend like we don't hear him. Hey, now, I can read these comments, you know. Is your phonograph working? Yes, actually, I have a phonograph here. Back on the road after 4-day vacation in Leaper, Michigan. 4 pickups. Oh, you're on the I Like Extra Pickups program, which I'm not a fan of. Precision Logistics, hello from Pennsylvania. Drummer to driver, there he is. Hello, hey, at Red Monkey Trucking. What's going on, drummer to driver? Pigpen, afternoon all. Customer in Allentown is closed due to weather. Shut down at the Loves. They better pay you for that. That's my opinion, okay? And I did see that the east side, east coast is all, it's got a ton of restrictions. Pennsylvania is all restricted. You're not supposed to take 80 beyond 81. 81 is all closed. Yeah, that was the end of what happened here. They should pay you a day's pay for that, in my opinion. GP Transco is the greatest company to work for. Well, that's a good, that's pretty good. There's usually a few other GP Transco drivers here. Saw the video from the Amazon truck ripping his tandems off in Wyoming. Where? I didn't see that. Where did he catch them on? Went through Detroit this morning. It wasn't bad. No, by now here it's all clear. Here it's supposed to be 34 today and sunny. And nothing till Thursday, I guess. Carpets are great. I'll take the shaggy kind. I love the shag carpet with the inlaid pattern. The tandem flew through the air like a bird. Alf, I didn't see that. Who's got that up? Is that on Bonehead Trucker? So I'll have to check that out. Daycab Gear Jammer, good morning. Michael Muller, Trucking Answers, Smart Trucking, and Bonehead Truckers are the only drama-free trucking channels. I do try to keep it drama-free, and thank you for that. Let's keep the drama. There's tons of people with drama, but because I'm not 9, I'd keep the drama out of it. Okay, leave that back at junior high. There's plenty in trucking to talk about without other drama, right? I prefer dipping more nicotine, otherwise more bang for the buck. Let's dip that nicotines. Cigarettes are $5.6 a pack, cheap ones upwards of 10 for mediocre. Really, what would my grandmother's Lucky Strikes be today? This would have been the early 70s when I was walking to the general store and buying them for her without any problem. Werner driver, cleaning bugs off the windshield, nice. In San Antonio, I can never forget that place either. George H.W. Bush, call Empire, the president says. I wondered if anybody knew that number that had lived here in the Midwest. AC/DC has an album out? Really? Are there any of those guys still alive? How old are they? Raining in South Carolina, heading to Pennsylvania, Michael Muller. Better set the cruise at like 40 because it's not good up there. New York City, it's $13 a pack. Really, Mad Hatter? So what? $130 a carton for smokes? Who's still smoking doing that? Oh my gosh. Who still smokes at that kind of money? Years ago, I used to know a driver at, where was I working? Baxter Pharmaceuticals, it seems like, which was kind of funny. And he would light a cigarette from the cigarette that he had. He'd be like, this one's out, and he'd light the next one. So he would smoke all day. I mean, so I can't imagine what that would cost today. Baxter Pharmaceuticals. Kizzy and Chicken George, welcome. Thanks for all you do for driver advocacy. We need more YouTube channels like this. Well, thank you very much. And I appreciate it. I try to do what I can. I'm just one person. If it goes to $7 a gallon, I'll go back to the oil field. They'll open up the oil fields again, right? And that'll pay good for a while, and then you'll have to come back. Oh, that's a good question for George Costanza. How many days to deliver that good load? Oil fields will be shut down at 7? I don't know. In the performance of their duties, they're exempt. That's correct. Trucking tips, yeah. While they're working, they can type or phone or whatever they want to do. They get exempted from all those. Cash is King Trucking, good day. It's good to see you here. What do you think about $9 a gallon? Would that help you or hurt you in your operation? George Costanza just got the first drop in Oklahoma City. Headed out to 40, San Bernardino. Should have San Bernardino off Wednesday. Had final out in LA on Thursday. All right. Well, that's pretty good. So that's your week. That's a good week. A few stops. Do they give you 100 to tarp at every stop then? I wondered about that. So is that a one time for the load? Because you'd have to untarp and then retarp possibly depending what's on there. Just curious about that, how that would work on the tarp fee. I mean, if that could be $300 of tarping too. Hey everyone, happy Monday. Angelica Jane. Hey, it's good to see you. AMC Bed Bath & Beyond will be played like GameSpot. Oh, are they next? And your vehicles are more fuel efficient? Yeah. I would. What are those cab overs? What, are they getting 10 yet? I call them a cab over. Keltarusu Travels. Hooray, I made it in time for Roller Wiener Monday. My dream come true. Thank you for being here. If you wear it, make it a parrot always. On the way up to La Crosse, stopped at Love's for Roller Wiener and coffee. Nothing starts the day like a strong cup of coffee and a wiener. I'm down to Georgia. Does anyone need me to pick them up a carton of cigarettes? Cash is King Trucking. I'm just hearing they're $13 a pack in New York City. Boy, looks like I picked the wrong week to quit smoking. Michael Muller, my channel is drama-free. Red Monkey Trucking. Yes, Red Monkey Trucking can be added to the drama-free list. Stanley Kuban, like Kubrick. Hey, Mark. Hey, what's going on? EPA is supposed to get 20 to 40 inches. Eastern Pennsylvania. Okay, 40 inches? That would be an incredible snowstorm. I mean, 40 inches at a time. George Wilson, Old Dominion's hiring an Aurora, Illinois terminal, Orchard Road. Actually, Montgomery, Illinois, will train new drivers dock to driver, LTL. Go to their website. Yeah, I went by Old Dominion on Saturday because I went out early Saturday to shop. And I thought, I'm going to go by the Old Dominion terminal that they built here. There was one car in the parking lot. And I thought to myself, oh, that's not bad. All the Old Dominion drivers, at least here, are home on the weekends because it was lined up with trailers and trucks. So, interesting. I don't know if they're all like that, but I thought, oh, Old Dominion drivers are off on the weekends. Red Monkey Truck, what's up, Cassius King? Thanks for the support. George Costanza, Kissy and Chicka George, more than likely park in Ontario. Oh, right, on the which side? My channel is relatively drama-free. Cassius King, it's totally drama-free. Does anyone check a company's FMCSA score before considering working for them? I'll be doing a segment on that. Yeah, I do. I've talked about that, and I do think that you should check at least the safer web to see, if they have like a bunch of accidents and stuff, because you're going to be pulling the scales more often than not, that kind of thing. Absolutely. We kind of stopped posting, but we're going to do more. We did a live with GP Transco last night. All right, Red Monkey Truck. I know you've been gone off there. Probably figure you've been doing, 8,000 miles a week or whatever, so you can't get posted. That's my plan, Casey. George Costanza, I'll park there and then go early in the morning at 4 a.m. to deliver. Wow. I'm curious about that tarping situation there, because I know they raised it. Is that the load? Is that the whole load? Because, man, I could $300 for tarping. George H.W. Bush, the former president of the United States, who do you work for? Well, it's good that I don't get asked that very often, which is good. For people that are new, I do this every Monday at 12:30, and I never say who I work for. Keeps them out of my videos. Once you start naming your company, then you got to kind of be careful what you say or whatever. And I just don't recruit for them either. As as much as companies might want you to. I don't recruit for my company. Let them go get their own drivers. So there you go. That's why we keep that out of there. You had some simp fans last night. What's a simp fan? I need to make an OnlyFans for Elite Fleet. I mean, he's a fanboy bad on GP Transco. Yeah, I don't know where any of that is. David Swanson, great podcast. Thank you very much. It's all the taxes they put on them. Yeah, 13. Look, I don't know how you smoke at $13 a pack. Besides the fact, we all know it's not healthy. I mean, it's not like anybody thinks this is great for me. But I mean, if a carton a week, $130, holy mackerel. That's more than a patch. Aren't the patches cheaper than that? Just go get patches and stick those on you. Of course, sometimes we don't need those stinking patches. Brown knows your dispatcher. Look, whatever, for 2,900 miles, I'm in. That is so long. Okay, you get retard pay, which is $50. All right, so you get the 100 and then a retard for 50. So you're making some good money just on the tarping. I'm in. Except it's a lot of work, and so I'm out again. King truck, I'm so lazy. Why aren't more yard spotter trucks electric? That seems the way to start electric trucks. It's a very good question, right? Why don't they make the spotter trucks electric? They could plug them in right there. Where's our spotter that works here to ask about that? Why aren't they making the electric trucks first? Is it because they're not large enough to hold enough batteries to run the whole day? And they figured they would need twice the spotter trucks? What do you think about that? But maybe in an operation that's only 1 or 2 shifts. Like Subaru down here runs 2 10-hour shifts. So they'd have 4 hours a day to charge. I forwarded you the video of Amazon ripping tandems off. All right, I'll have to check it out. They would need high-speed charging. In 4 hours, though, 2 hours in between shifts, they should be able to high-speed charge that thing up. Drummer to driver, soon to be renamed Trucking with T-Bone. It's also a drama-free channel. All right, you go on the drama-free list, too. Got a raise from 50 to 52 cents. Nice, another 2 cents. Why don't I get a raise? Police Bonehead Truckers is so not drama-free. I don't know. I haven't watched it. So if it's not drama-free, then it goes off the list again. That was a good live show. Red Monkey Trucking. Bonehead Truckers is drama-free as much as I'm typo-free. Misty Rapco. Well, that puts them in the back of that then. Cigarettes are also $13 a pack in Cook County, Illinois. Yeah, I do remember living up there that people would always go over the border. Hammond. I lived in Hammond. Tons of cars at the gas stations on the border on State Line Avenue there buying stuff. So, yeah. And because there's signs as you go back in Illinois on all the roads, Revokes Drive and all these roads there's a sign that says it's illegal to bring cigarettes in without paying the tax and stuff. Like anybody's, oh, I better turn around and I can't do this. Every car was like full of cigarettes. Donkey bite. Pro tip, when unchaining, don't leave the window open. A bunch of nice strangers will leave a good helping of food, road-flavored slushy, preferred cherry. Yeah, don't leave your window open in the winter. Kyle Maurice, Elite Fleet is one of those drama truckers on here. All right, well, he's on the drama list then. That's why you buy Zigs in Missouri. You could do your own with zigzags. I don't smoke, but years ago, my night runs, I did a pipe. I would get a huge tin of Bochum Riff. Smells good, but you don't inhale a pipe. George Wilson. All right. And plus, you can look, I think you look classy if you're holding a pipe, especially when that comes way down here. You can hold it down here. Pay to park happening more and more, Jay Wagner. It does. And I think the company, if you're a company driver, the company ought to pay for it. That's part of your job. Therefore, the company ought to cover it. That's what I think, no matter what. If you own your own truck, of course, you're your own deal, so you'd have to pay for it, but you would figure that into rates. You'd think, all right, I got to park 3 nights for $45, so you figure that all into the rate. But as an employee, the company, your employer, whoever that is, ought to pay your parking for their truck, just like they pay maintenance on their truck. Tried those nicotine patch, but the more I chew them, the sicker I get. Cash trucking. Yeah, only do one at a time and see how those work. I wonder if people are chewing that insulin patch too, since you have that channel. I've seen that big thing that you can tap your phone on or whatever. What do you think about that? Electric trucks are day cabs only. Michael Muller, why not have a spotter truck? Why not have an electric spotter truck? It only goes right there. They'd have their own charging. That's a very good idea. Hey, Mark, drummer to driver is Blue Wrench Worthy, Red Monkey Trucking. All right. What do you think of Twisted Truckers? I don't know. I think there are a bunch of people who would rather photograph rookies making mistakes instead of getting out to help. I'd love to hear your opinion. I don't know anything about it. So, honestly, I don't. So, if that's true, then no. You're just, reveling in someone else's misery, and that isn't great. Misty Rabcar, hurt my back loading last week. I'm in physical therapy. I'm running relays so my back strains up. From all that, from the work that you do there. Yikes. Well, do what the therapist says, of course, right? So you can get better. Drummer to driver is GP Transco. All right. Kel Tarusu Travels. My sister chews nicotine gum daily, all fun and without lung damage. Yeah, I'm thinking, look, for $13 a pack, just go buy the patches. I don't know how much they are, but trucking tips. What's the drama-free list? I'm not drama at all. You go on the list, too, of no drama, which we just invented a few minutes ago. But gum cancer is fun, too. Hey, you got to get it somewhere, right? Hello, GP Transco. Good morning there. Good afternoon here, because you're already talking to the future. You all shoveled out up there? I'd like to see the only people watching Bonehead Truckers are Bonehead Truckers. Real truckers get better things to do, like live shows, cash trucking. Always do the live first. I'm going from local reefer to concrete mixer. $10 an hour pay raise. Wow. That's huge money. I was going to go home and do physical therapy, but there my daughter called me and has the COVID. So I stayed out of town in Salt Lake City with my cat. Wow. What a time to get it. Or was that that they're saying that? Paul Vines, good morning and happy Monday. Happy Monday. It's good to see you. Curl to Rusu Travels. You can get mouth cancer from gum, probably. Hello from Alabama. What's the news on Mats and Jamboree? All right. So Mid-America Truck Show, as of today, does not have a date yet set. Whether they are going to come back in the fall or whether they are going to come back next year. The Trucker Jamboree is July 8th to 10th. I should be there on Saturday the 10th. And the Great American Truck Show canceled till 2022. They're going to have a virtual one this year, okay? But look, you can go to the virtual one from anywhere, but it's not the same as going there. So I forgot today was Monday. He'll teach you. Thank you very much. We should have a spider break for that. So let's see, where is it? Thank you, Alexandra. And there it is. So we'll take a spider break for that. Yikes. I'd be afraid with it, with stuff in between me and it. But either way, holy mackerel. Spider break time. So there it is. Let's see here. Let's see. Where did I go off to? I lost my spot. I know ShipX pays for 3 reserve parking spots a week. Trucking tips. I think it should pay for reserve spots every day of the week if you need a spot every day of the week. It's their truck. That's why I say that. You are an employee. It is their equipment. How many do they pay for? Only one headlight a month? Or do they pay for whatever the truck needs? If the truck needs parking, then they should pay for it. And that's at any company. It doesn't matter what the company is. If you are sleeping in the truck and you need to pay for parking, the company ought to pay for it, period. Paladin has Omega particles for sale. Oh, I don't do the Omega thing, though. Right? We do in the Defensive Starbase 1 because Omega is annoying. So I'm glad that they started not making you do it. So those particles price has been reduced by people like me that are not looking for them. Misty, Mark, get yourself a roller wiener Happy Meal on me. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I will too. That'd be great. We should suggest that. Had a blast on the Red Monkey Trucking live show last night along with Drummer to Driver. All right, that's pretty awesome. Found out my company looks at my Facebook. The safety guy complimented my Harley Springer. Nice. I asked how he knew about it. He said he saw it on my Facebook. Companies do that. Look, I tell people this all the time. Your social media is a problem. It should be locked. People shouldn't be able to find it. Don't just let people look at it. Don't let friends of friends, nothing. Nobody looks at it because you can't post what you want then. You can be fired for your post because you can be fired for any reason. So, yeah, and it's kind of a little creepy too. I'd say, hey, why are you creeping around my Facebook page? That's what you kind of should start out with them and say, this makes me feel uncomfortable or something like that. I bet it stops it then. But I think that's a little creepy. But companies do that on the sly. Cash is King Trucking. When I eat that nicotine gum, it made me constipated. They have probably gum for that. Truck me harder, sun pie. Anyone else get shafted after joining teams? What teams? No, I'm out of that. No teams for me. Does Bonehead Truckers do a year in review? If they did, we should call the worst of the year Swift. I don't know. It's Lucifer, of course. Of course it is. I didn't know it had a name. So, nice. That goes with your jewelry that you wear. Day cab gear jammer. You're supposed to chase the nicotine gum with truck stop coffee after dipping a roller wiener in it. That's where you're having the obstructions from. Read the directions. Always read those important safety directions. I only do have 10 and 12 speed trucks. How does that red switch work to split a gear in an 18 speed? You split the first four. Instead of just the high ones, instead of splitting up the high, you split those high gears too. So each top gear gets a half a gear. Anybody that's got a 13 speed should actually, or 18 speed, I think there is a video. Do a video about that. We don't have any of those anymore on how to drive it. We'll be back. Got to get a quick call with the founder of CDL Live. Oh, very fancy. They have a founder? Okay, well, it's good to see you. Somebody's probably out shoveling. Rolling back out, but listening, Drummer to Driver. All right, that's true. It happened to me last year. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Oh, they do a monthly review. How convenient. Now our month in review. East Coast storms are up, so a lot of the roads are blocked out there. You can't drive on them or anything. Look, the Tesla Semi's been delayed to late 2021 because why? You can't manufacture the batteries fast enough, he said. Musk is like, it takes a ton of batteries, literally, and I can't manufacture them fast enough. So no Tesla Semi till the end of the year, maybe. Tip your host, everyone. I'm taking Old Yeller out behind the shed. Thank you very much, Cash King Trucking. I appreciate it. Old Yeller. That's horrible. All my fuel is supplied at terminals, so I get no points at travel plazas. Should employer pay for my shower? Jeff, yes. In my opinion, they should because you're gone. They should pay for your showers on the road. Anything that you need on the road like that, where, is a shower, they should pay on the road because you're gone for them. For work, like if you traveled as a professional, a VP or whatever, they'd get you a motel which would have a shower in it. They wouldn't expect you to sleep in your car. So the same thing here. I think that they should pay for a shower if they make you fuel at their terminal all the time so that you have a shower on the road. I mean, come on, trucking companies. Don't talk about shallow graves or body disposal on Facebook. Companies get all judgy, okay? I'll keep that in mind. Don't let them look at your Facebook page, meaning it should be locked. All your social media that's personal should be personal, and they can't look at it. And I would tell that person, hey, stop creeping around my page or it's going to be a problem because I don't want them looking at my page. Although the only thing is they'll still look at it anyway, without you knowing. Jessica Sands, I wish we could get back to doing the crab company of the week or things to consider. I really think it's important that we get info out there that people know where not to go. Look, and I have this on here. What I'd like people to do, if you want to, it's not like, please do this. Kind of is. If you could call a company, they have my numbers, okay? Get the recruiter to send you information about the company from their email and forward me that email, because some people will write in and say, all right, I have this information about a company, they pay this and that, but I don't know if they pay that, and there's no way to find it out. You see what I mean? And so the information may or may not be correct. Not that people lie about it, but I don't have any way to verify it. But if I have an email from that company, then now I got something, which is how I have the variant information. It's from them, so in an email. So if anybody wants to do that, has a free time, would like to mess with a recruiter, that'd be really great. And just forward the email, and that's it. I don't use your name or anything like that, as you see. So that'd be wonderful. Why would you want to test you sit on top of all those batteries? I don't know. You sit on top of a bunch of fuel now. I mean, I'm willing to go drive one. I'd love to see one. Drive it. Love it. I've traded coffee for the White Monster. Low-calorie drinks. Alexandra, what is the White Monster? I'm afraid of no. Oh, is it like Monster Energy that's in a white can? I joined teams and went from making 36 cents to 21 cents. Oh, who's splitting 42 cents? All because the truck makes all the miles and the money, and me and my teammates split the total. You're splitting 42 cents. That's no money for teams. Look, 36 cents is no money for a solo. Are you at a company? Is your truck gold? Are you getting the gold rush? Why would you want a Tesla? Because I'm willing to drive the future. Charles, good morning. Unfortunately, I'm home with COVID. It's no joke. Mask up and be safe. All right. So, yeah, be safe out there. Whether masks work, I guess there'll be people argue about that. Yeah. I been taking vitamin D. I think, like I've said, right, in January, I believe I had it. So, and after talking to my doctor this summer about it, he's like, oh, you probably had COVID in January. I'm like, can you test for it now? No. So they don't know. I still can't smell anything. Walmart has a new drink on the shelf. It's caffeine-infused water, George Costanza. It has 120 milligrams of caffeine in a liter bottle. Very healthy. That's pretty good. And it works, so to keep you awake. And thank you very much for that. All right. So, do you know what the name of it is? Or is it just called caffeine-infused water? Donner Pass was closed Friday. I saw a bunch of trucks stuck. There was an England driver on a video from the news shoveling his truck out of this huge snowstorm up there with a shovel. And the wife saw the video, and she's like, why would he do that? Why wouldn't he call somebody? I go, because if he calls somebody, they're going to charge him for an accident or whatever. If he shovels and get the truck out himself, nobody's the wiser, except he's on video or whatever. But that's why he's out shoveling his own truck out of the snow, I think. Chicken Hauler, since Matt's is likely a no-go, I think I'm going to take my grandfather to the Jamboree in Joplin. All right. The trucker Jamboree, that at least that I was talking about earlier, is in Walcott, Iowa, although there is one at the Joplin, Iowa 80 also. The one in July is at Walcott, Iowa, at the Iowa 80 truck stop up there. And so that should be a blast. I don't know. I didn't look up the one in Joplin. I don't know what the dates are for that. Maybe I could get out to that one too. Okay, so somebody else just got over COVID, and it's definitely no fun. I'll give you that. I coughed for a month or whatever, was pretty sick. Didn't think about it then in January. They hadn't thought about it that much then. I thought, I just have a bad flu or whatever. But then losing smell and all that and talking to the doctor, he's like, oh, yeah, probably. He was like nonchalant about it. He's like, oh, you okay now? Yeah, okay, fine. Daycare Gear Jammer. A DM at my old company, a friend of one of his driver's wife. Oh, and then proceeded to attempt to sleep with her while the driver was on the road. That was professional. Nice. That's instant firing. Misty, my daughter's 36. She says she's worn out and tired, but that's it. Could be worse. Could be worse with the COVID. Could be. She's got a mild case. I had what the doctor said was a mild case too, so I didn't have to go in a hospital or get any kind of treatment. Yeah, it just seems to vary. And I do take vitamin D every day for it now, ever since. 5,000, two of those things, so 5,000 I use or whatever a day. So, yeah, that's what I do for it now. Your video on variant trucking made me laugh, Kelly Patterson. Oh, I appreciate it. I had some things to say about them. They're in the news, too. They say their turnover is 50% because U.S. Express just did their annual report. We're getting a lot of those in now. They have a 50% turnover, and U.S. Express's is 100%. And U.S. Express actually said in their annual report that their over-the-road division is going to transfer to all variant trucks in the future. They're getting 20 drivers a week to go on to variant. So that's what they want to do. They're getting, and it will over-the-road. Their dedicated division will stay as U.S. Express, all their dedicated accounts, but over-the-road will become all variant trucking. That's what they said. Luke, I quit drinking energy drinks a year ago today. Wow. So you know the date of it that you quit those? Was that from a meeting? It just seems like Ed Holler, COVID is a scam. I don't know about that. I had it. It's never been isolated or purified. Do the research. Yeah, I had all the symptoms. I never took a test because we didn't think about it in January, but reading the symptoms and talking to the doctor, he's pretty convinced. If you really want to rush, try using the nicotine patch as your eye patch. Oh, right. That would be good. And plus, you can get close parking. Make 65 cents. Solo. Truckers for Trump. Exactly. So 36 cents is really low, even for somebody that just started. I will tell you that. Best wishes for your daughter's quick recovery, Misty. If your doctor told you had COVID, he's a witch doctor. He's just diagnosing from symptoms and for what you told him. He's not like, you 100% had it. He is convinced that, this is probably what you had, and from the symptoms, that's what I would have said. So I brought it up to him. I want to bring my girlfriend to the Jamboree. She doesn't get to travel much, Alexander. All right, well, we'll see you at the Truckers Jamboree in July. Get everybody a pork chop. Do not bring your other friend, Lucifer. Grafton, what's happening? Donner Pass, that makes me hungry. Oh, nice. Makes me want to quit driving. Yeah, I mean, it's they were going to put a toll gate up there, Donner Pass too, but it was just going to cost an arm and a leg to get through there. Take the antibody test to see if I had it. That's what they suggested because it was too long from in between talking to the doctor and from when I thought I had it. And that was when I talked to him in June. He said no. He goes, it would show up negative at this time. That's what he said because I asked him, can I take the test? He said no because it's been already 6 months. So at that time, now it's been well over a year. Samuel, sorry for missing your show last week, but I'm here. Well, it's good to see you today on the show. Thank you for being here. There was a big driver survey, so that came out pretty good. Donner Pass makes me hungry, too. They surveyed drivers, thousands of drivers, about things anonymously, and they said a few things. They talked about pay, okay? And what they talked about pay, let's see if everybody agrees with this, that bonuses, any company that gives a bunch of bonuses means they don't pay that much. That's what drivers felt about it. How about that? The drivers felt like companies that give you a bunch of bonuses do not pay much. I'm looking for a thing. Oh, there it is, right. How about that? What? I can't believe it. Yes, companies that give a bunch of bonuses don't pay good. Imagine that. And they said that companies with the simplest pay have the best retention. Drivers get very frustrated with pay when it's not simple, when there's 50 million things to do. And that's what I've kind of suggested too, is that why do we have 50 million different ways people get paid? Driver satisfaction was only 5.26 out of 10 on pay. And most of it, they said, was because the pay is too complicated to figure out. And with bonuses, the companies that have bonuses are not paying that good. Pretty interesting. I get all my medical knowledge from angry truckers. All right, good. That's very good. I think you're my real daddy. TV. It's possible. $13.75 man crackers cheaper. Fast Joe Corrigan. I'm saying for $13 a pack, which I didn't actually know because I don't smoke. That's crazy. I don't know how people afford that. Look, if you smoke, my grandmother in her prime, before she died in her 50s, smoked 2 cartons a day. 2 cartons. Or 2 cartons a week, a day. That'd be a lot. $260 a week in smokes? Wow. Still horse. Bonuses are not guaranteed today. Never ends on about us as a bonus is easily taken away. Right? And you're right. And that's exactly what drivers are saying is that, because we can't get it. And so you don't know if you're going to get it. Maybe I'm going to get the bonus. Some weeks you get it. Some months you don't get it. Drivers were not happy with them at all. Drivers was the least happy thing they was bonuses. Drivers just wanted to get paid a simple pay system. Cash King Trucking. I heard the Donner Party had a Roller Wiener Monday situation as well. Yes. Frozen. Dang, Siamese cat nightmares are back. Oh, this one's a diluted one. They're cute. Arm and a leg donor pads. Right. Jay Wagner. Jason Jefferson, I found that if a company has hoods and big horsepower trucks, pay terrible. Look at Western out of Denver. The Western out of Denver is some of the lowest pay I've seen, surprisingly, but some of the nicest trucks on the road. Their trucks win awards for being nice. Unfortunately, the drivers don't make any money, but that kind of place convinced me that You can pay drivers a lot less if you just give them a hood. It doesn't make any sense to me that you can get somebody to come in for 10, right at now, it's probably close to 15 cents at least. Those drivers are giving up a mile if they have any kind of experience just to get that truck. That doesn't make any sense. 15 cents is a lot of money to say, well, I want a hood. I mean, you're basically paying for the truck. Think about that. $300 a week. Asking, where's the cheap crack at? I'm asking for a friend. I quit smoking 30 years ago, Misty, when the price started hitting $2 a pack. Right. Can you imagine now, if you were a smoker, however much you smoked, paying $13 a pack for cigarettes? That's ridiculous. That's like, what, 60 cents a smoke? Let's get on Maury and take the paternity test. Yes, Maury. I wish I had a Maury clip to go to. The CDC said in July they don't have the virus, so what the heck are people testing for? Well, I don't know anything about that. I'm not a doctor. Hey, Mark, are you going to talk about the UPS freight sale to that Canadian company? Yeah, we did talk about it last week. UPS got sold to TFI. Or CFI bought UPS Freight, which is going to be called I forget the name. Oh, wait a minute. I still have it on the other side of this page, right? Where'd I go? Oh, it's going to be called T-Force Freight. That's what it's going to be called. T-Force Freight. 800 million large on that. Yep. I suggested to a company they get rid of their recruiters and up the cents per mile if they want more drivers. The recruiter didn't like my comments. Exactly. They get paid. And a driver brought this up too. They get paid, when you walk in the door. That's why a lot of companies just get you to show up. Larger companies, because the recruiter gets 15 or 20 bucks per head that shows up, extra on top of their pay. So they might just fire you. You can't get hired, but they don't care. Hey, Mark, Weiner Mobile, heading southbound on 270 Missouri, the grumpy trucker. Well, let's get you caught up. I love having a 40,000-pound load during the snow. Luke, that is awesome. And how many people are going to be picking trailers up in the next few days and then have a blizzard behind their trailer? Lots. That's what I'll get tonight, I assume. Kelly, get rid of bonuses and to pay more bonuses our way of not paying the driver. Right. Just pay people a wage. Simple. And that's what drivers want from the survey also. Drivers are very frustrated with pay. It was one of the lowest things on the survey. It isn't they didn't like their pay, it's that their pay was too complicated to figure out. They said the truck is making 55 cents and we split the cents and the miles too. I also drive a Weiner wagon. Okay. Back in the 60s, you could purchase cartons of cigarettes in the Carolinas for 85 cents to $1 a carton. A carton. We should have bought them then, and we could sell them now. We'd be like the Reddit of cigarettes. Kelter Roos, who travels in the beginning of Canadian domination over the USA, might as well teach your kids, oh, Canada, no. They don't even know the current song here. America the Beautiful. Charles Contreras, they're getting tested because they're getting sick. My friend at work had it. She's lucky to be with us. We had a couple drivers actually get sick and got tested too and had a positive. So yeah, it just depends. My relatives in Arkansas always rolled their own Prince Albert in the can. Nice. Amazon will buy the rest of UPS soon. Do you think so? I mean, they have their own system going. They don't really need a trucking company now. They're basically going to put them out of business. I used to drive for UPS Freight. Great benefits, salary at $85,000. Teamsters. I figured they were a union, and I wonder what would happen with that now that they're bought out. They'll have to finish the contract, but what will happen at the end of that contract? I just bummed a cigarette from a bum. I'm surprised. I have 3,000 in the box now. Nice. Are they going to make you take the vaccine to keep your job? I don't think so. A number of lawyers have talked about this, that they probably wouldn't be able to mandate it until the vaccine is approved. It's only approved on an emergency basis. Now, I'm not a lawyer, of course. But because it's only an emergency thing, they couldn't do it until it's an approved drug. And then maybe. But they don't make you take any other vaccine, do they? I mean, like, when you went to get your job, did they make sure you had your polio vaccine? I doubt it. They don't ask for your medical records, right? So, I don't know. I don't see it happening. Cash King Trucking, the chubby lot lizards charges a premium during the cold, snowy weather. They get to charge extra. Nicaragua's cheap smoke's $1.50. Jason Jefferson. Yeah, but that commute. Is that $1.50 US a pack? I used to get 6 for my dad out of a machine at 40 cents. Oh, I remember the machines too. I definitely remember the machines. You could go down, put your money in, pull that long lever, right, and out dropped your pack. Oh yeah, I would get those for my grandmother. Yep. Kelly Patterson. Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I got a job with a private fleet. They have a driver-facing cam, but you can't beat the benefits. Look, if they don't bother you about it, I mean, they're almost, you just can't get away from them now, really. People say, well, don't work at a place with a camera. It's hard. Places are putting cameras in. Should everybody quit? I don't know. If you have a really good job and they don't bother you about it, I don't know. But I will say if they start to bother you about it, I'd quit before they fired you for a safety violation. Then you should leave on your own. If they start giving you grief over stuff that otherwise is safe. And of course, run your own dash cam so they can refute what their 8-second video says. Like here, I got the whole day. Take a look at that. UPS would have to agree the settlement with the Teamster drivers. Right. I can't tell you what I did in the 60s with the cards of cigarettes from the Carolinas. The ATF would be at my doorstep. I'm just saying, if we would have stacked them up, we could get rid of them now. Steel Horse, really? I voluntarily got my first COVID shot Wednesday. Transportation workers are right behind the doctors. Wow, and not in this state. At least here. Now they just lowered it to 65 in Indiana. So you have to be 65 here to go register or whatever. So did you do the one where it's 2 shots? And what happened? I mean, everybody's going to want to know, did you get any ill effects from it? Feel sick at all? Is it cold? I'm just always curious if it's cold. You're the first person I've ever talked to actually got it. So I always heard UPS Freight cheated their employees in terms of pay versus regular UPS. Well, not if it's up front. Missouri is the cheapest smokers in the U.S. at $4.30 for Camels. Nice. I'd walk a mile for a Camel. And so I'd probably have to walk 200 miles to go get a Camel for that kind of price. You know. Equipment is the next thing on the driver's survey, by the way, that they brought up. Equipment. So what is the driver's biggest gripe about equipment? Well, a couple things. This got only a 6 out of 10, by the way. The shop does not fix their issues when you bring it in. Anybody have that problem? I bet you do. And they're very slow, which reduces drivers' pay, right? Now, I have a good story about this on how I got the shop, and the company doesn't even care. The company doesn't even care about a headlight. How about that? What? Even the cat's ready to hear the story. So I went over. This has been a little while. So I went to the shop for service. Now, probably a few days before my truck went in for service, one of my headlights went out. All right. So I swap it with the bright light because in this kind of Cascadia, the bulbs are the same. I'm going to stop on the road, switch it out. Boom, I'm down the road. I figure I'm going in to get a service. And I didn't tell them. I thought, you know what? I'm not going to tell them. Because they give you a little sheet. Oh, we check this, right? All these different things that they check. We change the oil. We did this, right? We did all these things. So I get it back. It's all checked off, including headlights, right? Headlights. Okay, awesome. So when I leave and then I turn on the lights, only one headlight. Because before I went over there, as I didn't mention, I swapped the bulbs back over there. So I know that one light was back out. I checked it, one light out. They didn't change it. Because they're lazy and nobody cares. So I know they probably didn't do anything else to the truck either. It did have grease on the fifth wheel. All right. So I left, went down the road a ways, and called road service. I'm like, I got a light out. There's scales. Bring me a light. They sent a service truck, and he actually brought 2 bulbs, which is nice. Changed both bulbs out. So he goes, yeah, if you got one out, you're probably going to need another bulb. So he brought 2 bulbs for me on the road. Now, I don't know what that costs. Probably a couple $100 to have a service truck come out, plus the cost of the bulbs, plus I get paid for all time where you're broke down. You get paid immediately, so all that time is paid to me. It probably costs them more to get that bulb changed than to do the whole servicing. And I told them, any problems, I'm going to call road service. Oh, okay, whatever. Never heard word one about it. They could care less. Rather than going griping at the shop, they just don't care. And that kind of stuff, the load was late and everything because of them. Because they can't, nobody makes them do their job. I cannot imagine drivers, right, who are at a place, then have to sit, and I get these letters. People sit for 3 days waiting for the truck to get serviced at the shop. I get another truck to use. Sitting 3 days without pay while the truck is being serviced. That's ridiculous. Companies need to get that figured out. Any further problems, I tell them, I'm just going to call service and have it fixed on the road. Well, whatever. They're like, whatever. So that's how it went. That's my headlight story. And I have 2 new headlights, by the way. Was there 10 years out of New York, Elmsford Hub. Experience was very pleasant. Good. This is an experimental messenger Ask Hank Aaron what he thinks about it. Baseball, right? Steel horse, 2 shots, everything went fine. Okay, so good. You know, some people have experienced a little bit of a problem with it. Nothing big, you know, but some people did. 85,000 starting TV, and I started a warehouse worker in UPS, and they helped me get my CDL. Right. I went from 8 an hour to 85 salary in 3 years. That's what trucking can do for people. That's what people don't understand. I hear all these college people, oh, I need to get my college loans. Just go truck for a couple of years and pay everything off. And then you pay it yourself because you signed for it. How about that? Steel horse, next shot in 3 weeks. Yeah, so let's see how that shot, let me know how that shot goes. And I assume if you didn't have any problems with the first one, maybe you won't have any problems with the second one. Then you'll be all set, I guess. And are they requiring it there? No, you said volunteered for it. Any company that has Opti Idle and no APU doesn't care about drivers. I don't like Optimize Idle. I never did like it, so I'm not a fan of it. They should do either EPUs or APUs. UPS does a great job of promoting within. It's too bad that it got bought out. Roll your own if you're going to destroy your health. Look, if you want to smoke, it's America, right? Smoke. Smoke it up. Smoke them if you got them. Western Express makes driver pay simple. They just don't give you any cash. Ski truck. Simple thing here, your pay is going to be $300 a week, period. Easy to figure out. And most weeks we won't even pay you that because we'll forget. And you'll have to call us. Kelly Patterson, your mom got the shot. How did she? Is she doing okay with it? And the double shot? Or a single shot? Valerie Peterman. I always replace both bulbs because you replace one, it won't be long before you do the other one, and one's not as bright as the other. That's true. And I agree with the guy that brought the bulbs out. But I was hoping that when the truck went in service, they would notice the bulbs out because they checked off that all the lights are working. All they do at a lot of places is just check the boxes off. They probably just sit in an office and throw the thing in the truck and you're ready to go. Oh, truck serviced, and put a new sticker up on it. Okay, come back in 4 years, you know. When I worked for Crete, a clamp broke on my aftercooler, so no boost. Yikes. They paid $227 for a clamp and brought me to the Flying J in Richfield, and clamp cost $474. Well, they got to fix that on the road, though, right? You can't drive without it. $227 for a clamp. All right, so headlights, it probably cost them $300 then for a couple of lights to put in the truck. Steel horse, the first stage of shots are called 1A. Our state is now 1B in my area. Oh, okay. I think it's state by state, though, right? Here, they just announced it today. 65 now. 65 and older can get the shot. So if you're over 65, I guess if you work in a hospital or whatever, you're always able to. But it's 65 and up now. Because the old people all griped about it because you had to sign up online and or call on a phone. When you show up, there's a phone number, because I've gone by the building, and it says call in this number, and apparently not everybody has a cell phone or whatever. And I thought, couldn't they knock on the door and have somebody, work through the window or whatever? Lazy shop staff can sink a company. Alexandra, that's exactly correct. And what they said is drivers, when they end up sitting like this, they go work somewhere else. Or they get hosed on some kind of service. 3 days, driver wouldn't care if they got paid. It would be better if they got paid, but they don't pay them. And the driver can't make the shop go any faster. And you get the truck back and there's still something wrong with it. Oh, we didn't notice that. I wrote it down and talked to you about it. Sent you a message about it. 8 years ago, I set a covenant for 6 days for truck repairs. Eddie, how much did covenant pay you for that 6 days? That's the question. Fleet Nav Systems is here. Hey, happy Monday. It's good to see you. They're saying that those 2 shots aren't going to cover the new killer went out from Africa. All right, Valerie. Well, we'll have to see when it gets here. It's cold now. Maybe it won't come over. This might be a dumb question, but when you go and take your permit test, you have to take 3 tests at the same time. Permit. Oh. I'm gonna defer that to somebody else. I haven't taken a permit test in a while. I don't remember taking, let's see, a permit, air brakes test. That was in Illinois, and it was not a CDL test. Who's taken a permit test recently? Ebola 2.0. Nice. The new Ebola. Johnson & Johnson has a version of the COVID shot that only has 1 shot. Yeah, there are some of them out now that are coming with 1 shot. I guess the 2 shot got first. When are they offering vaccines for people in their extreme upper 30s? Oh, it's going to be a while. Before they get to me, it'll be like end of the year before they get down to my low age. That's for sure. One reason some companies don't want drivers to use 70 west of Denver is not the weather. It's the cost if you break down. Plus, drivers can't chain. A lot of drivers don't know how to chain. And I haven't done it like a ton of times either. It would take me forever to put chains on in a bad weather, I think. So I think that's part of it too. And if you don't put them on right, then they go wrap up in your drive shaft or whatever, so you got a problem. You'd literally get the shaft. Still horse, you had to sign up online, right? And that's what they're griping about here, is that old people, for some reason, can't get online. I don't know why. So, because what is the first thing? I was saying this. What's the first thing old people tell you when you say something to them? Well, when you hit my age, you can talk about stuff. You don't know anything, you young people. All right, get online, Grandpa. Well, I don't know how to do that. Well, there we go. 8 days in Wyoming. Last February, roads closed most of that week, and Bonehead's messing up. Never paid for that, and that was at Schugel. See, you should get paid. If you did the Cassius King Trucking pay system of $10 an hour for all hours that you are at work, which is in the truck, you'd get paid. And so you wouldn't have to worry about that. Well, if the truck's in the shop, you get paid. All these things you get paid. Jubba Bar shop is fast and thorough. Yeah, mine too, but it's not thorough. But when it comes in, it has to go to the dealer, they take forever. Thankfully, I could still make money in the clapped out Volvo. See, they give you a different truck to use, so I don't mind that either. If I have a truck that has to go to the dealer or whatever, they'll give me another truck to drive. I'm okay with that. Jerry Albano, hey, from Paul, Jerry from Alabama. Hello. It's already here in the States. I'll take your word for it. Did you read about the representative received 2-shot program and still got COVID? I did. I did read that. Wonder if it even works. Our government at best. Yeah, we don't know because they're still telling you have to mask up and everything. So Johnson & Johnson's only 75% efficient, but it is safe for your baby's eyes. I'm waiting for the politicians to get the shot. Poison serum, nice. Because all they're going to get is saline solution. Well, remember last year when we drivers were heroes? Yeah, that lasted a long time. For 2 weeks, we're all going to be first in line. Now they hate us. They do keep moving drivers down depending on your state. So, permit depends on your state, combination vehicle, air brakes, and the other one. Yeah, what is the third one? Is it just a CDL? General knowledge. General knowledge. That's the other test, right? General knowledge test. Your Social Security is broke because the money goes into the general fund. The country's broke, so that's they want 65 and older so they can die off. I don't know about that. They're the only ones that vote. My mom got the shot and she had to sit 15 minutes afterwards. Yeah, that's true. They do make you sit there, but they make you sit there for 15 minutes after you get blood to see how you are. So, you sit there and eat a cookie. So, I don't know. I went with the 2-shot. Oh, did you? A Jose Cuervo Gold went down smooth. Is that the first or second one? I've seen 3 TLGP Transco trucks on the Ohio Turnpike in the last 2 days. Luke, yeah, they avoid Indiana for some reason. They make them leave Joliet, take 57, and then they go through Kentucky and go around and come back up and to get into Ohio. That's how they get out of the terminal there. Truckers for Trump, your grandmother has a cell phone? Some do, okay, but I hear this and I've heard this from old people a lot. Once you lived as long as me, you can tell me stuff. Okay. Sign up online for your shot. Oh, what's that? Okay. We can't. Old people shouldn't be any different than anybody else. If you want to stay up with technology, you have to stay up with technology, whatever it is. I mean, why do people just suddenly stop their lives at a certain level of technology? And how do you get a beta videos? It's hard to get beta videos anymore. Basilla Valley Transport shop is known as a black hole, Kelly, because you just go in there. Even light doesn't get out of there. Alexander, last week I made $1,600 after taxes. Wow. That's pretty good. You can get spider food for that. But yeah, that is good. That's good money. And that's trucking. There are people with master's degrees making half that money, griping that somebody should pay their student loans off. That's what bothers me. Ruan is saying the vaccine is not mandatory at this time, but the door is open to that. While companies are going to be saying, well, we want you to get it or whatever, I think making people get it, I think that's going to be a lot of pushback from companies. It's different from putting in a camera, they're watching you. They're literally forcing you to do something to your own body. It's not like TMC where you can't have facial tattoos. My company pays dry van 65 cents and flat 75 cents. That's more like it. Who's getting 36 cents anymore? You need bucket of chicken and watermelon from Alabama. I do. This would be a great day considering all the snow that's been out there too. Company I was with always had drivers do all lights. Drivers got it done right. Drivers should never have to wait for service. George Wilson. Okay, I agree. Look, I don't think I should have to do the lights. On the road, I do the lights. Look, I'm a total employee, all right? It's their truck. They need to fix it. I'm willing to do lights on the road. No problem. Like, I switched those lights out, didn't call anybody, didn't think anything about it. But then when I bring it in for service and they mark off that they checked the lights, they should have checked the lights. one of them was out because I put it back. I switched the high beam back into the low beam so that it was out. All they'd had to do is turn the lights on and didn't see it. And since they're not going to do that and not going to make the shop do it, then they can pay hundreds of dollars to have a headlight fixed on the road. Simple as that. Because I wasn't going to go anywhere because I had a light out, which is a violation, and I don't want to get any points at the scale. And so they brought a service truck out to me, and the guy fixed the lights. Highway Freak. Schuster pays simple. 51 cents plus 5 cents as long as you're on time. Oh, nice. No tickets and don't scratch your truck. They also have a fuel bonus. Simple. Just like my ex. Very nice. Yeah, look, that's what the drivers are saying. Look, once there are companies that have 50 million different ways to get paid, and it's hard to figure out on your check. You don't even know how to get some of the bonuses. You don't know why you didn't get them, and so it gets frustrating and people leave, like because they feel they're being cheated. I'm really glad we didn't elect Ed Oliver. I don't know who that is. Alexandra, my dispatcher is great. Yeah, okay. Apparently, if you're doing 1,600, you're part of the 6-digit club. They gave 1,000 shots, nobody died. Still horse. Yeah, hardly anybody has died, right? So, and you didn't even have any effect from it at all. Do they make you not work or anything? I assume you can just go right back to work, right? Oh man, you guys need to do your research. The shots are not good for you. They're poisonous. There's no Coleman. There's no cooler. So each inoculation is a percentage of how effective it is. They could get sick, but because you get sick from a shot, I don't tolerate the flu shot well. That doesn't mean the flu shot isn't any good. It makes me pretty sick, so I don't get one. But I don't think that's a reason to not get it. I get a shot at the manhole. I couldn't sit down for half an hour. Don't bite. Yeah, that's a repeatable thing there. My employer's offering the shots for free, but not mandating it. Kenworth Rider, that's pretty good. How do you get a blue wrench next to your name on here? I put that on there for moderators. There's quite a few moderators on here. I just got over the COVID. Kenneth P. Okay, don't ever assume you just have a cold. Get tested. Neighbor at mine took it lightly. Now may be on oxygen for the rest of his life. That's the thing. When I had what I believed to be COVID, I guess I should say, because I never got tested. This was January last year. And we didn't really think anything about it at that point. People weren't saying, oh, go get tested for it or whatever. There wasn't any big deal yet. And so I was just sick, and it's flu time when I get the flu a lot, and I didn't think that much about it. I still went to work and everything. So, I don't know. Still, you got a $50 gift card for it. That's pretty good. So I think most people, look, if the company offered a $50 gift card to whatever, I think they'd get most of their employees to get the shot. This is the better way to do it, isn't it? Rather than mandating, you people go get it, or else give them a $50 gift card and they'll just go get the shot. How great is that? For carrot and stick. That 1,600 must be flatbed. It is not flatbed. It turns out, wish I could do flatbed. Anybody need a co-driver? Alexandra, not running a flatbed. Can it be? Thank you. Anyone know of Crum from Batesville, Indiana? Really? Is there Crum in Batesville? I always think of the casket company down there. What about Batesville Casket? How did you feel after that shot in the manhole? Depends how you got it. As soon as I began to have symptoms, I started taking hydrochloroquine and zinc. Okay, I don't know where you would even get that. Maybe your doctor would give it to you. I think I had it during the holidays, December or January. Oh, I'm talking like January of last year, right? So maybe for end of the first week of 2020, January. That's when I got sick, and I was sick for weeks, really coughing, and so cough enough where I thought my eyes were going to bulge out of my head. So I don't know how many daytimes I took. Oh my God, just to exist. 102 something fever. But, tough guy. I went to work. So because I wasn't thinking COVID at the time, I thought, well, you just would hear about it in the news a little bit. So never did anything with it. Slim Shady ran over an ironing board on Saturday. It severed all the airlines. I drove 15 miles. Brakes were blowing smoke. I was max loaded. Really? My question is, who has an ironing board right now on their car where it flies off their car? So that's assume you called somebody to get that fixed. Good afternoon, Ralph. Yeah, Alexandra, running flatbed. They have testing in New York, but they don't test you if you already had it, which is kind of dumb. Well, see, my doctor said that because it had been 6 months already, they wouldn't pick it up. And that was in June when I talked to him about it. So now at a year, I don't think they would pick it up. I've heard driving for Batesville Casket is a dead-end job. What if Batesville truck wrecked on Donner Pass? That'd be something. Yikes. The third thing they talked about was logistics, the delivery side, and that only got a 5.6 out of the driver survey for delays and companies not being realistic during hiring. And this is what causes drivers to quit, and unpaid delays, which of course at the $10 an hour, 24 hours a day, these delays are suddenly become paid delays. And it isn't a problem. You're driving, or if you're going slow through the snow or whatever, your pay is not reduced. While you sleep, everything, your pay is the same. You don't have to worry about your kind of pay. I think it's a great idea. Companies that lie, oh, well, you can get 3,800 miles a week every week, and we only work 4 days here. And the trucks are all set at 62. It fell out of a pickup, really, in Southern California. Oh, I'm just wondering who has an ironing board anymore. I mean, completely. But yeah, there go all the airlines, and you're finished, right? That's not something most people... I have tape with me, but I don't think I could fix those. And usually what I use the tape for is the little flap on the light where the light cord flicks in. The little trailer flap, for some reason, I don't know where people break these, but at least one of them a week is broken. So it doesn't stay down. It just, there's no spring to it. And I put a piece of tape around it so it's down. The negative reactions to the test are being buried. Okay, someday you'll wish you did elect Ed Oliver. I'll take that. I'll take your word for that. If delays are paid, it turns out they said drivers would be okay with it. At 5.6, though, this is just like the pay problem. It goes right along with pay, but the logistics side, and sitting waiting for a load, sitting waiting to get unloaded. Why aren't companies being involved in this kind of thing? Companies need to get out and get the drivers moving rather than just having them sit around or pay them. And it can't be what they said on some of them, which is, oh, companies will throw you $20 or whatever, or $40, because that's not something you can count on. If they don't want to give it to you, they don't. If they don't think you sat long enough, it should be a set-up thing where you're just getting paid for your time. We all have to keep our ironing board somewhere. Yeah, I guess so. Growing up, we had an ironing board in a little door in the wall. So you'd open this little door, which had little slats on it, and an ironing board would fold down out of it. I remember my mom used to iron all the time. So, but I haven't seen an iron in a long time. I actually don't even know if we have an iron here. Because all my suits and tuxedos I send to the cleaners to be pressed. So I'm not sure. I don't think we have an iron here. Wife's not out here to ask her. That is right. What company do I work for? Well, I don't ever say who I work for, it turns out on here. Because that keeps the company out of your videos, which is what I recommend to everybody who's going to start a channel or start speaking online anywhere. Don't mention your company because you're going to be limited in what you can say. And also, I don't recruit for them. There's a lot of people recruiting for the company, and if you love your company, I think you should recruit for them. I just don't want to recruit for them. It's just not something I want to do on here. So that's how that keeps that going. Cash King, I don't think anybody wants to hear propaganda about the vaccines, wherever you are. He keeps talking crap about the vaccines. I think everybody should make their own decision on their vaccine, certainly. But I think a company would be much better to get people, if they wanted people at their employment to get a vaccine, you're much better off offering people a $50 gift card than you are saying, go get it or you're fired. I mean, that's two different ways to do the same thing. Cash King, me and Mark had that talk about Batesville last year. Batesville. I go by there every day. They have a repeater there for all you ham radio operators. Go to the New England Journal of Medicine and read the article. Yeah, did I get that copy? I probably still have it. I'm a subscriber, of course. The natural immunity you gain from having COVID only lasts about 6 months. Kelly, they did say that too, and I was reading about that, and I thought, dang it, I missed this big window of opportunity that I had where I could just live my life with abandon because, if I'd had it. Look, I still can't smell anything to this day. Every once in a while, I'll get the smell of like a house fire, like I'm living in a house fire, but otherwise, nothing. So, but right, I missed like that months of opportunity when I could have just walked around, danger to the wind. I'm all for questioning, but these real life Dale Gribbles. Oh, that's nice. Bringing up Dale Gribble. I love it. I need an iron for my crow's feet. The Horton David. Yes, I hear you. Unless you make video for your company, then you probably ought to mention it. Right. Sure. If you're making a video for, like you may want to mention your company and your videos, right? To let people know, what the company is. Like Fleet Nav Systems, right? They're the Geotab experts, of course, right? And here's one of their employees right here. So that's Employee of the Month, Betsy, for Fleet Nav Systems. And Betsy probably knows more about the Geotab than some people do. I had an outboard engine that slid into my front axle. Came loose off a trailered boat ahead of me. That's a mess. I got my old FLD. I'll drive it when the new Kenworth has to go in for service. Yeah, so you have your own backup truck. Nice. Here they give you another truck. They'll give you a truck to drive, so you don't have to worry about that. But I'll tell you, if I go in the shop and they say they check the lights, they should have checked the lights. That's all. I mean, look, if I was paying for that service, right, if you took your car in the shop and it wasn't fixed, wouldn't you be mad about it? And you should go back and they should fix it for free. Okay, it shouldn't be like you get it out of the shop, oh, we did all this to it, and the engine light is on, or you still have a light out. That's what I'm saying. The shop, it always bothers me about people. I don't know why they don't want to do a good job. It would bother me as a mechanic if I took something out and said, okay, it's done, and it wasn't done. I didn't do a good job. That reflects on me. You should have pride in your work no matter what you're doing, no matter what it is that you do in life, right? If you're cleaning toilets, you're fixing trucks, or you're running a huge company. Take pride in what you're doing. Don't be lazy like that. Oh, no, I'm illiterate. I can't read the article in the New England Journal of Medicine. Schuster Trucking. Look, I'll give you my copy. Betsy. Yeah, I got Betsy right there. She's so cute. It's scary there in real life, Dale gribbled. Not too many Hank Hills. I love Hank Hill, right? Propane. You should ask the testing facility how many cycles of plumbers the chain reaction had their test running. Yeah, let's see. Oh, who's on there? Oh, this one, right. The other one, look right down the middle. I don't understand it, how they do that. My torty didn't look like that. The next thing they had was, actually, ironically, since we're talking about that, perfect. COVID empathy. They said companies, and they only got 5.9 for empathy for this. No empathy towards employees when they had family members that were sick, and they had varying quarantine restrictions at companies, and so they barely did good on that either. Best to keep home drama away from work. Whenever you go out to work, keep that out. A few folks know who I drive for, but not everyone knows. My girlfriend doesn't know. Wow. I don't know how you would do that. I guess, hey, whatever is secret, stays secret. How do they not know? I wonder if my wife would know where I work. Ford changed some struts on my pickup and forgot to put the bolts on top, and I got all my money back. Jason Jefferson. Yeah, see, that's the thing. Would you say they did... There was a mistake. What's one thing to make a mistake? I understand everybody can make a mistake. They say, all right, we made a mistake. We'll fix it for you. It's another thing to say, we checked the lights, when obviously they didn't check the lights. All you have to do is turn them on and see it's not on. So they did not check the lights, and they marked off that the lights are checked. That kind of stuff bothers me. That's these kind of little things, I think, that make the difference for being a professional. The details. Details like that. Check everything and do your work. Now, but they give you your money back for inconvenience. I agree. Right. I'm more of a Bobby Hill. Did you ever drive as an owner operator? Not owner operator. Just not in my. Not for me. I'm too much of an employee. Even though I hate, working for somebody like that. But I don't really see anybody at work. I just come in and leave, and then when I come back, everything's closed, so I don't have to worry about any of that stuff. I just don't think I'd do good at it. I'm basically psychologically unemployable. I think I'm going to start making tons of recruiting videos, but not mention the company name or give out a website. Take him, Gear Jimmer. Oh, so you'll make videos and put them on Craigslist, where we see many companies, come and work here, a great pay, excellent benefits, tons of home time, and a phone number. Awesome. You said a few times your route's around 8 hours a day for $250 a shift. How can I find something like that? Easy. Just look around. I mean, seriously, there's tons of places paying good money. Now, I will say I've been here. May is 20 years. Okay, May is 20 years that I've been here, and we have shorter routes than that, and we have longer routes where people are making $80,000 on long routes. So it just varies on how much you want to do. I don't want to work very hard. Okay, I just don't. But you can find these kind of jobs all over the place. I would start with the company you already work for. You go, hey, what do you got that's shorter, if that's something that you want? And if not, Craigslist. Seriously, that's where a lot of companies advertise. Just today, the Transforce has an ad out again in Indianapolis, $27 an hour, time and a half past 40. So a longer route there is $2,000 a week, home every day. I mean, that's a temp service. There's tons of places doing this kind of stuff. William, yeah, my mother doesn't know who I work for. Nice. Keep it secret from everybody. I wouldn't even tell yourself where you work. Everyone have a super safe week. George Wilson have to split. Peace out. Gotta hope to be back next week. Changing phone companies. All right. I changed out of Sprint years ago and haven't looked back since. Did everybody use Fleet Truck that pencil whip the service records? Oh, absolutely. Jason Jefferson, I totally agree with you. I would never, after driving them, no way. And a lot of times they'll miss a service. I've gone over 100,000 miles in between service because they're busy. But the service records show it getting much more service than that. It's simply not true. It's simply not true. I think 110 or so is the longest I've gone. No, same oil, same everything. No fifth wheel grease, nothing, right? So absolutely. That's why I don't have social media. Come on. Well, you can have it. You just lock your company out of it. Are you still looking at relocating to Jasper? I'll be there tomorrow. Oh, really? Yeah, absolutely. Huntingburg, Jasper, somewhere down there. Planning to live stream later this month with Predictive Maintenance Company. Predictive Maintenance. Should be fun. Predictive Maintenance is a neat way to detect things like D-rate conditions over a week in advance. I'd like to know how to detect that a week in advance. It is just gun shy. Must have the walrus vitamins like Bill. One's made by Oh, I got it right. Good. That's good. Living in your truck is excellent home time in your sleeper. Well, look, I think living in your truck's not a bad idea, especially for single people. I mean, you have no expenses. Go live in a truck for just a few years at a great company where you're taking home $1,600 a week. Holy mackerel, how much money could you have saved up? How much stock could you buy for that? Gracie has energy. Mark has Gracie energy when it comes to work. Well, I don't want to work a lot because your rate goes down per hour. I just don't. And I don't like working. So I think that there's way better ways in life to make money than going and making money for somebody else. As long as you sell your time like that for money, you never make enough money to do anything in your life. I get 6.5 roller wieners per mile. Wow. That's not as many as Joey Chestnut. It's one of the things I'm most excited about in telematics. You guys know when we have it scheduled. I know. I mean, on an international, that'd be good to know because ours derated all the time. I haven't seen one in a while, though. Do you ever get bored running same route? No. Same scenery. That's my biggest thought when I decide to run local. That's the first reason, Creepy Joe, that people quit when they come. I don't think the recruiters here are honest with people about it, but I don't think people think about it enough. When you come in and do the same thing every day for year after year after year. I love it. I know exactly how much I'll make unless I have a breakdown or my headlights go out or something where I make some extra money or wait. I had to wait for a trailer last week for like 90 minutes one time, so I was a little late that night. But you know what you're going to make. You know where you're going. You know everybody there. I pull up to the same fuel pump every day unless there's somebody sitting there waiting for no reason. I think it's great. A lot of people don't. They hate it. A few weeks, a month, they're like, ugh, is this all I got to do is the same thing? I'm like, yeah, you do the same thing. Oh, I'm out of here. Then you ask, hey, where'd that guy go? Oh, he quit. So it just depends. But because I see driving as a job, people go to a factory, people go to whatever job they do and do the same thing every day. Driving's the same thing. I don't have to worry. I took a lot of the worry out of over the road driving because I don't have to worry about what I'm going to do tomorrow. What am I going to get? Am I going to get a load Wednesday? Am I going to get a load Thursday? What am I going to do after I'm empty? You don't have to worry about any of that stuff. Many dedicated drivers that write me love it. So once you get into it at any company, you love it. If you still want graphics, I sent you an email. All right. Graphics it is. Graphics. I started doing something different. I'm pulling Frito-Lay. Oh, nice. Doesn't pay super, but no weight. Less wear my truck and excellent mileage. Jason Jefferson. I do see once in a while they run ads here for that out of Frankfort, Indiana. So pretty good. When I see a truck ad, it says fleet maintain. I think of it as a negative. Cash King Trucking. Look, I'm telling you that I'm sure when they sell these trucks or whatever they do, I assume they sell them. They have all the maintenance records. Oh, it maintained every 25,000. That's totally not true at all. It's completely not true. You might go a year with an engine light before it gets fixed. I mean, and services, whenever they get to it. I've gone well over 100 on services. And then that truck off, perfectly fleet maintained. Okay. And here you get lucky that the same driver's in it. Some places the truck might have hundreds of drivers too. What happens when the batteries freeze on the electric trucks? They'd have less range, which is great because a spawner truck doesn't have to go anywhere. So I'm not allowed to fuel at the terminal. Do you guys have? I didn't know you had terminal fuel there. The Horton David, they went so long between services, I think they assigned me the truck just because I do pre-trips in the oil. Oh, let's give it to this person. At least he'll open the hood on it every once in a while. I got to just keep the windshield wash fluid filled. The real Big John Trucking. Hey, Mark, I got a friend doing DoorDash, making $400 a week, only working 20 hours. He has me hate my job. That is correct. I did not go out this weekend, though. I looked at it on Uber. They had the snow, basically the snow patrol out. If you have a four-wheel drive vehicle, which I do, you can sign up for snow. And so it was up. I could have gone out and done snow, and they pay extra for that if you'll go out in the snow. So, yeah, you can absolutely make that kind of money. Imagine if you doubled that, 800 net. That's not bad for being home. Not bad. Hey, if there really was that, then all these governors and mayors were going to eat with all their friends and yucking it up, so they know it's a scam. Okay, I agree. I can produce a lot of methane with roller wieners, enough to power a truck. Mark's number is flagged as spam by companies. That is partially true. Some of them won't send me stuff. Yeah, that's absolutely true. That's why I wanted to ask if anybody wants to do it, mess with the recruiter. Call them up, have them email you the information about the company, and forward me that email, because I'll need that email for the video. So the information basically comes from the company. And then so we got Variant going, and I thought, oh, this is a good idea. Maybe people would want to do this. So if you do want to do it, I'd love to have the email. Another cute kitty. Yeah, 6.5 roller wieners per mile. Ironically leads to 6.5 rolls of toilet paper per bathroom break. Hopefully you have some, because the store was basically out of it. Meyer was way down on stuff. I only drink Uptime energy drink. I never heard of that one. I don't drink coffee or energy drinks. What kind of driving do you do? Just do dry vans and just go back and forth to the Natty right now. Used to go to Evansville, but we're not doing that anymore. So I'm not going down there anymore. Ever going to get your day cab back? I don't know, because the Natty run has a sleeper on it. So no, should be in the sleeper until they get rid of it. It's a 19, so should have it for a while. It's going to turn 200,000 this week. That truck, I noted that on Friday. So it'll be a little while. And it's got an APU, which you owner-operators would love to buy this truck, with 350 hours on it. And the truck's a 19. I looked at it the other day. I go, oh, that's awesome. I left it because I left it on this weekend to keep the snow off the windshield. Frito-Lay's set on 65 comfort. Frito-Lay in Topeka, Kansas pays pretty good home often. Yeah, the Frito-Lay down here doesn't pay bad either. They say you have to unload, but the boxes are light. That's what it says. They say aspirin helps since COVID kills you with blood clots. Okay, I always have aspirin here because of Rosie O'Donnell, of all people. Years ago, she had a heart attack, and she said she chomped an aspirin, just chomped it. And they actually commented that it saved her life, and it was recommended by some doctors. So I have a bottle of aspirin here, and I have aspirin with me. I pulled 59-foot Frito-Lay trailers from Lubbock to Oklahoma City and back. Can go there and back in a day. That's pretty good. And they're light, right? How much could chips possibly weigh? The bags are full of air, as we know. Mark, at the end of the movie Groundhog Day, yelled out, "What are you doing?" Got to head out of here around 2. Fleet Nav Systems. If anybody has Geotab questions before then, I'll be happy to answer. All right. When I started driving 20 years ago, Robin Johnston, I swore I wouldn't run a route. Now for the past couple of years I have, and I really like it. See, that's the thing, but it does take a certain person. So we do get those people that don't like it. If you don't mind doing the same thing every day at whatever company you are, see if they have a dedicated route. It smooths out your paycheck. You'll know where you're going. You know everybody. If you do the same thing every day, everybody knows you when you walk in. It's like Cheers, okay? You walk in and, hey, Mark, right? Everybody knows you. So you stop at the same place. You know parking if you're overnight. Everything, it makes life easier, I think. But it worked because it worked for me. It might not work for some people. Alexander, the Hy-Vee Distribution Center has electric spotter trucks. Really? Can you get a picture of one of those sometime next time you're in there? I'd love to see one. Who makes them, too? Canadian Tanker Yanker, hello. How'd it go up there through this? I thought Frito-Lay pays really well. Yeah, the jobs seem to pay good here. There are a lot of pros and cons, Kelly, no matter which way you drive, local, regional, long haul. Yeah, it depends on what you want, right? I found something that works for me, but because people quit, it doesn't work for them. I do think companies should just be honest about it, but it's hard for people to understand the same thing every day until they do the same thing every day, every day, every day, every day. It helps with your sleep. I mean, it helps with a lot of things, but it might not be for everybody. Oh, you've been here the whole time, but you've been driving. Are you here or are you there? I got a dedicated run with Crete. Drive 165 miles to Tennessee and back every mid-afternoon. I'm in love. John, see, it's pretty good. It works out for you, and you know what you're going to do all the time. That's the thing on the road, is that you never know quite what you're going to do. Now, if you're a company that rolls you, you don't really have a problem. But if it makes me nervous when you get somewhere and don't have another load. You got to go find places, everything. I just don't like it. Peaches and Grease. Is the Time Energy drink the one with the white peach lemonade? I don't know about those. Frito-Lay billboards advertise 70,000 Slim Shady. See, so out of Frankfurt here, they run single axles. I see a lot of them anyway, and a regular truck. So what if you're made 70 and we're home every day? That's not terrible. I wish sleepers had automatic temperature control. This one does, Luke. On the APU, it does. It's got a comfort monitor on it, and you set the temperature. It also has a bunk heater, so it has both of them in it, which also has a thermostat on it. But the APU has a comfort monitor, which I set for the weekend, at 65 degrees. And supposedly, it'll run back and forth, and I should go out there when I go to the truck. There's probably not going to be snow on it. Mark just maybe not like aspirin. I'm talking about it. I will say, after I heard about that, I tried it. I chomped one and thought, that's completely horrible. So, but I guess if you needed it. I'll see if I can get a route there. I don't go off on. Okay, I'm just curious. If you go by there, I'd love to see an electric truck. Can't stay, but still got to tip the host. It's Mr. Plow. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. And you were probably quite busy. Hey, it's Mr. Plow. Hey, Mark. Hey, what's happening? I don't understand. I don't unload. I do a shuttle run, drop and hook both ends for Frito-Lay. Yeah, I don't unload. Okay, so you don't have to do anything. So that's even better. That's what I do, is a drop and hook. That's the way to do it, I think, because you don't have to wait to be loaded or unloaded, although I did have to wait for my trailer. Nice of them, though. They just pulled it up and just said, oh, it'll just be down at the end down there. I didn't have to go look for it, which is nice. Jump-a-wub, we have an electric yard truck. It looks just like a regular Kalmar. Tire jockeys love it because it's silent and doesn't vibrate. Oh, nice. Does it have air and heat? C Hill, hello there. Does it have air? I should say it probably does have heat. Going to have sign off now. Kenneth P. done here at Meyer and Lansing. Have a great day, everybody. Get down to this Meyer down here in Lafayette and get some stuff in there. Oh, my gosh. It looked like a disaster in there. It was super busy because the snow was coming. So everybody had to get their eggs, bread, and milk because I guess when it snows 8 inches, everybody makes French toast. It's made by Orange EV. Really? I assume it'll pull a fully loaded trailer. Do you know anything about them? I'll have to look it up. Like how long do they charge and how long do they last? It has air conditioning also. All right. I would drive that for sure. And I think you're right. It would just sit there quietly in between moving trailers. Yeah. With the torque on them, it should do great. I'd love to know more about it. I wish a company on here had one. I could go see it. Jennifer Hall has been appointed to the FMCSA Safety Advisory Committee. Yes, Safety Advisory Committee. Well, who's Jennifer Hall, Mark? Well, it turns out she is the general counsel of the American Trucking Association. Isn't that nice? Because who knows more about driving a truck than an attorney for the ATA, especially about truck safety. If you use the heat or drive, but not both. Really? You better be able to do both. I have a dedicated route, and I enjoy it for the most part. Luke, yeah. And I consider a dedicated route not what some of these companies consider. You do the same thing either every day or every week or as a pattern. The same thing. So you visit the same places. Some places, I've seen their ads say dedicated to, one customer, but you never know where you're going. I don't really consider that a dedicated route, where it'll say dedicated to like Frito-Lay, let's say, but you could go anywhere and then you don't know where you're going. That's just your one customer when you leave. I don't think that's dedicated. Is Nikola making their truck yet? No, no. They're basically almost went down in flames because of their ads, which was a truck rolling down a hill, which they, they refused to admit, when it didn't have any drivetrain in it. Even the cat would like to see that truck come out, but we don't know when that's going to be. The first one out is on the road will be Tesla, but that's later this year. That is late 2021, as Tesla says. Yeah, late 2021 for their semis at the earliest. At the earliest. That was just on the that was just in the news. They won't have any deliveries till late 2021. And people that have ordered them, Walmart, Pepsi, a number of places have ordered a lot of them. They're getting a little bit nervous about it. So that's not great. You don't want people taking their deposits back from your trucks. They use that to make their trucks, you know. And I thought this was interesting, too, for all you Swift night aficionados, as it's called now. BlackRock Holding Company. Anybody hear that? Me either. There was a SEC filing report put out by Swift that BlackRock Holding bought 7.2% of Swift stock. And this was from 129.21, just a couple days ago. 7.2%. What's up with that? It's a holding company in New York City. Now they own 7.2% of Swift Night Incorporated. What does that say? What does that say? Creepy Joe, I wonder if they plan on building electric reefer units. Or are they out there? That's a very good idea. But I think they're kind of concerned that nobody will charge it and it'll die out. Fleet Nav got to head out. Have a great week, everybody. Stay safe. All right, let me know when that predictive thing comes out. I think that'll be interesting. How we can predict that kind of stuff. I'd love to know a week in advance when it's going to derate. What's going on with the Sierra England lawsuit? Nothing up lately about it. Has anyone seen the new Rivian electric pickup truck? Interesting truck concept. I've seen pictures of that. We'll see where that goes. Price, of course, is a problem, right? Expensive. And will people want an electric pickup truck? Maybe. Ford's going to put out an F-150 electric here coming up, in another year or so. So we'll see. I think a lot of it's just led by the media, because if people wanted electric, they wouldn't have to have a tax break on it. If they were so good, people would just get them. Kyle, thank you. Humor is my crutch, Charles. Right, exactly. For all of us. That's how we get through the day. So remember, Matt's canceled. I'll be Jamboree on July 10th. Will anybody be at the Jamboree? This is in Walcott, Iowa. So July 10th, Jamboree. I'm planning on being there at the Trucker Jamboree. I already have that Friday off. I already took that day off and got that day approved. So we'll be out there Saturday. That's what I'm thinking. Motel it and be out there all day Saturday, because it's a jaunt out there for me. A little over 4 hours. So I'll head out there. Won't get out there till later Friday. Hit the motel. Don't know where yet. I could stay with Cash is King Trucking at the $15 deal, or maybe somewhere else. Not sure how we'll do that. But and then Saturday will be at the Jamboree for the day. Oh my gosh. I'll have Cash is King Trucking make arrangements for a room. Some of these companies that do the Walmart dedicated grocery isn't great. You're just pulling the freight Walmart drivers don't want to do. Want to be a skip. Jason. Yeah, I figured that when they have put a third party in there, you're getting the loads they don't want to give to their drivers. And they're like, well, we'll just third party these loads out. That's how I figure that kind of stuff works. So you're stuck with the loads that the regular drivers don't want to do. Jim is going to go total electric by 35. Wow. Yeah, we'll see how that goes with them, considering how many bolts they sell. It's like 400 of them a year. Cash is King Trucking. I used to do business with BlackRock Holdings. They are huge. They're in all kinds of industries. I used to work with them in real estate. Really? All right. Well, they just bought 7.2% of Swift. What do you think about that? They had to do an SEC filing about it. What do you think that means? Anything? Or do you think they're just like putting in an investment in it because they feel like it's going to go up, or they're going to do a takeover? I think they're going to make an electric Mustang from what I heard, Alexander. Yes, I'm offended. It's called the E-Mustang or whatever, right? E-Stang. It's not a Mustang to me. It's bigger than that. Leave the Mustang as a Mustang and name this something new. Freddie Lagos, is Swift really that bad? New drivers are starting at 48 cents. That's how much I get at Walmart. No. No, I mean, I have drivers write to me from there all the time. It seems like Swift is like a crapshoot of trucking. People get in there, and if they get a good dispatcher that keeps them rolling, they seem to do fine there. But if they get a bad dispatcher, they're getting $400 a week. So it's more like a crapshoot at that place than anything. And I don't know why companies don't fire these people. That was part of the survey, too, is people. One of the top reasons drivers quit is because of the person that they have to deal with at the company. They're horrible. They don't work with them, that kind of thing. Get rid of that person at the company. They're always looking at the driver's the problem. It usually is not. What gets me is all this electric stuff is made with fossil fuel byproducts. Kenworth, yeah, I love it too. How do they think the electricity comes in? Osmosis? Luke, why do people blink their lights at you when they're changing lights? Let me figure out it's okay for me to move. I don't like it. I rarely do it. If you ever pass me or anything, you're not going to get the lights from me unless it's super bad weather, and I feel like you may not be able to tell. They have reefer units that are half diesel, half electric, so when they're at the customer, they can plug them in and save diesel. Cash is king. So it'd be like a hybrid, kind of like a Prius of trucking. I like over the road because it's different every day. Highway freak. Yeah, some people like it just because of that. They don't want to do the same thing every day, and I get you. I did that for a long time. I got to see the whole country. I agree with you. But in my extreme upper 30s now, I'm just there to work. I mean, I went all over the country, and the things that didn't aggravate me then do now. Like waiting or going to different places, trying to find places, they just aggravate me to no end. So, and parking, which is a huge problem, okay? So I solved that. I don't have to park anywhere. Just that's huge, not having to park. I'm watching on the big screen and commenting on the phone. Isn't tech great? Isn't that great? And yet there are people that can't line up a shot at a clinic. The Walmart third party, usually the third party handles the reefer side of the store delivers and Walmart drivers do the dry van. Cash is king. Why don't Walmart drivers do both? I mean, do you know? I'm kind of curious about that. Solar panels are made with coal and quartz. Oh, that sounds fancy. BlackRock Holdings is like Berkshire Hathaway. They've got so much money, they just put it somewhere. Cash is king. So what you think, since you know about them, is it doesn't really mean much of anything. Just that they're like, here's maybe a good investment for us to purchase part of a large company because Swift is a huge place. 7.2% of Swift, by the way. I don't remember how much it was. It's a lot of money for people. Luke, the Mach-E, that's right. They call it a Mach-E. I've seen some videos about it. Ford, because I have a Ford, constantly sends me tons of videos. Hey, buy this. Here's a coupon. Go buy a car. Right, stuff like that. Oh, and your warranty is expiring. It's not Walmart works a third party. Every 3 of them cost Walmart $1 million a year. They like to eliminate them, but they don't seem to. I mean, they all have these third parties. You were in Vegas again just last week. Did you win anything? And did you go to the Shelby Museum like I've recommended? An attorney for the AT knows as much about trucking as a janitor knows about flying the space shuttle. I don't know why they do this. She's on an FMCSA advisory committee, which I just saw. Safety advisory committee. Who is it? Jennifer Hall. She's a general counsel for the American Trucking Association. So it's bad enough that they have somebody in there. They already lobby the place, and then they just get their people put in everywhere. What is that attorney? And I looked, I could find no information about her that she's ever driven a truck or anything. So she came from a trucking family, nothing. She's an attorney. That's great. I'm sure she's a great attorney. But I don't think she has any firsthand knowledge of truck driving. And so she has no business being on a safety advisory committee. Other than if they need a safety to do how to write a driver manual or something like that. Creepy Joe. Walmart is trying to have all their store deliveries done by Walmart drivers. All freight coming into Walmart is done by third parties since shipper pays carrier. Another way for Walmart to save money. Oh, that's awesome. Always satisfaction guaranteed, by the way. I-10, I work in the medical field and received both doses of the COVID vaccine. Did you have any problems, issues, or, did you feel bad? What did you think about it? No problems? And is it cold? That's just a personal question. Since they store it so cold, is it cold? I don't know why I want to know that, but I want to know if it feels cold. I thought the temperature control containers were battery powered. Really? I don't leave the doghouse for less than 50 cents a mile. Norman Bates. Yeah, no doubt. I mean, we had a driver here 36 cents. Look, I will tell you, you can email me if you want, but all you have to do is just start making calls. Basically, go get that little truck stop book. You can go almost anywhere. Just open a page and point to it, call the number, and call the company on there, and you'll get a raise. Because that's just not that much money anymore. So literally, you can just pick a phone number and call them. Alexander, I didn't have time to do anything because of bad weather. Oh, holding up in Utah, unfortunately. Those Mormons, they do the weather too. They probably can control the weather there. They got nothing else to do. They have no coffee. They have no cigarettes. They have nothing. They can't get conventional trucks, electrical systems to work. Imagine electric drivetrain. Well, right. You're forever having electrical problems in the truck as it is. And then the whole truck, and then what, are you going to charge it in California? They have all the power turned off. Walmart loses $1 million a year for every 3 outside carriers. They would like to eliminate that from what I heard. That's hard to believe. Why wouldn't they just use their own people, or can they not get enough people? I do like the new Bronco Sport. I would not get the 3-cylinder, though, enough horsepower. The 3-cylinder, The 3-cylinder 1.5 has one or two more horsepower than the 4-cylinder 1.5 that it's replacing. Keep that in mind. You must have taken the Pfizer one. I don't know. The lawyers came up with the idea of vests and chalking the wheels every time you leave the truck. The Horton David. Well, there is a driver. This was a few days ago who got hit by a police officer in Texas. Did you read about this? So he stopped his truck on the side of the road for what he says. Well, I guess he didn't say anything, but what they're suggesting is the truck had an issue and he stopped. Although he probably stopped to do whatever. He got out of the truck and kablamo, got run over by a squad car, like a Tahoe, from the Texas police department. They said it was dark and he was wearing black clothing, which is a good idea to wear when you get out of the truck in the dark. Either way, I guess the policeman has not been charged or whatever. He didn't see him at all. Should have moved over. I don't know if there was anyone next to him. Don't know if he was typing on his computer. Either way, the driver didn't have a vest on. I kind of recommend it in the dark just so you don't get run over. Nobody's paying attention. Maybe that little flash off the vest, would do something. Maybe. I don't know. I think most companies probably require them now. But yeah, this guy got killed. But look, don't get out of your truck in black in the darkness. I don't know if he just came from a goth convention. I don't know. No gambling or loose women there. Dang it. Well, what's the point of going there? Remember that? Do they still have free showers at the where the ladies are? Let's put it that way. Why does Walmart make? They were always on the CB. Why does Walmart make you give them your keys when you unload your trailer? What if you want to stay in the cab and relax, not have to freeze? Well, I agree. The APU, if you had that, or bunk heater, should run without the key. Of course, you can't listen to anything. Number 2, have a second key to your truck. Okay, so you could turn it on accessory. The weather in Utah's crazy some days, and they're surrounded by steep mountains. Yes, absolutely. Oh, no, I'm sure there was bad weather. Pfizer's cold storage, Moderna's not. Well, it's still cold, right? 20 degrees or something, or 15 degrees. I'm just curious if it was cold in your arm. When you give blood and they, spin it, and then they give you the plasma back or whatever, that's cold when it goes back in you. So I've had that happen. So it's cold. Is this cold? Give them a dummy set of keys to comfort them. Yeah, or just give them a bad key. Don't give them a regular key. Just go to Freightliner and buy a blank or something and give them that key. I can imagine the disaster during tax season, reporting where, when, and how much you charge your electric truck, if the tax will no longer be needed on electric trucks. Well, the thing is, you should have all that the same way you would on a ComData card. All the information from the charging would be on a card. So presumably ComData or something will be able to open up at these, and it should work the same way, I think. Cashless King Trucking. I give Walmart a set of padlock keys. Never give them your truck keys. It's not like they're going to come out there and double check it. Right. Just give them whatever key. Luke, I wouldn't want 3 cylinders doing all that work. Now, that's another story. I agree with you on that. The Escape and the Bronco Sport, which are based on the same platform, have a 3-cylinder engine as standard. So 1.5 3-cylinder, and one of them turns off on the highway. So 2 cylinders going down the highway. Awesome. The mechanics at Mountain at the terminal in Tulsa installed my CB for me. That's nice. I've been driving 10 years and never had one. The thing is so useful, everybody should get one. Really? I don't find it to be that useful, but I do think you should have one. It's nice of them to install it themselves. I think partly they do that because they think the driver's going to blow the truck up. You have to take one beforehand of the adult activities, Alexander. Yeah, but what they advertised on the CB is free showers, no obligation. So, right, I'm sure they would want you to be cleaned up, but it was always free showers. You could go in there and get a free shower, and, you could leave or whatever. George Costanza, want to put out the word, we need to clean up the truck stops. Every time I get out of my truck and go to the store, I always find 3 articles of garbage and pick them up. It's a mess, and that's us. That's all us. That isn't, drivers can't blame, bad car drivers or whatever. You're at the truck stop. Use the garbage cans. Trash receptacles. Walmart would have more drivers if they didn't slip seat. Not willing to do that. The real Big John Trucking. I agree. That's why I don't like Walmart. That's why I don't recommend the place. Partly. Slip seating a sleeper truck for the week? No. It's one thing to slip seat a day cab that you're in and out of, that you're not sleeping in, but slip seating a sleeper, especially now, I can't believe they continued that, considering all the CDC guidance, and then they slip seat a sleeper truck. I wouldn't do it. Every trucker picked up 3 articles of garbage out of the parking lot. Every truck stop will be clean. Then we wouldn't have the reputation as nasty bastards. George Costanza. I will say we shouldn't have to pick up 3 articles of garbage. Every driver should throw out their own garbage. How about that? We're making 36 cents in '01. Exactly. 36 cents today? No way. Just go do the Craigslist shuffle. Go on there, pick a city, any city, spin your mouse wheel, and wherever it stops, call that company. You'll get a raise. I've been driving trucks for 2 years and I can retire by age 30. Wow. And within 5 years of trucking. Why do boomers do this job for 30 years and are still poor? Well, people, Dan, I don't know if you could retire at 30. Maybe you could. And I think that'd be awesome. But people do it 30 years because they buy a bunch of stuff that they can't afford. As Dave Ramsey would say, to impress people that they don't like. So, or no. But yeah, that's the problem. Saw 15 plus UPS drivers pulled on the side of the highway heading to Phoenix. Strike? No, the strike's not for another week. They're early. Tell them to get driving. So the cops ran over Johnny Cash. Yeah, basically, they said, look, this guy's in all black in the dark, which doesn't make any sense. Why would you do that? What? Why would you do such a thing? That's a perfect example of where you should wear a vest if you're going to get out of the truck in the dark. And plus, watch traffic coming. I doubt the cop was driving around without his lights on. So, yeah. Should all drivers have a CB? Trucking tips. I think so. Still need a CB. You never know when you need to talk to somebody. You can use it to, hey, we get on channel 25 when we'll call you when we're empty. What's going on? Why is traffic stopped? So, yeah. Even they're only start at what, $50 or whatever for a regular one. My CB was less than that. I have a handheld CB. Certainly for less than $100 you can get a CB. Get a Cobra, it'll last you for years. Cash King Trucking, which do you think is better in a backed up traffic situation? Everybody getting in line before the traffic merges, or just going up to the merge point and going one by one? Well, this is interesting. They did that on Mythbusters, if you remember that. And the fastest way, if everybody did it right, is going up to the merge point, where one goes in, one goes. But the problem at the merge point is they don't do that. 2 people go, then 14 people on this side. But the best way is at the merge point. So because people won't do that, I think everybody should get in line as soon as the signs are up and just stay in one lane. People don't, though. It doesn't necessarily have anything to do with the number of cylinders. It's the size of the cylinder and thus the amount of work each does. Most trucks are only 6s, but they're enormous. Right. And this is a 1.5 3-cylinder in the Bronco Sport. Have 3 keys made, ignition on you, tied somewhere on the truck. Okay. Yeah, there should always be another key for your truck. I won't have a CB, too many immature drivers and tough guys. Well, but there could be times when you need it. You could turn it on. Oh, good, I can catch a little more of the show on the way back to the yard. Can it be? Yeah, headed back. Channel 19 is like the internet. You'll find nuggets of info through the BS. That's true. People in their anonymity always reduce to their lowest selves. That's who they are. The people that we don't know who they are, and you hear what they're saying, that's who they are. You know, when nobody's watching you, that's who you really are. That's why there's so much garbage and stuff around the truck stop. That's who those people are. That's who they really are. And it's too bad. The zipper method, right. That's the fastest way if people did it that way. Do they make you pay for the conversation? Where am I at? I don't know where that is. Pigpen. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Appreciated, but not mandatory. How about, let's put it that way. Exactly. So I don't know about the other ways. They did that about the traffic circles as well, if you saw that on Mythbusters. Traffic circles are a way faster way to get through an intersection if people do them correctly. When they let one in and they don't let it, when it's all done correctly. The problem is people don't do them right. Just like the zipper thing, they don't do it right, and so that's why it doesn't work good. 500 milliliter piston displaces the standard, but tiny. It is, and I'm just concerned because they're turning one off on the highway. You know, it's just not you can get a 2-liter, upgrade it and get the 2-liter, which is what I have in the Escape. Go, just get it, do it. 250 horsepower, way better. Way more pickup, It's like 2 seconds of 60 difference. That's a huge deal. Kelly, I keep a 13-gallon kitchen garbage bag behind the driver's seat and use the hefty blackout bag or liners. As long as you throw it out. You know, that the thing is, I'm sure you do, but drivers just hike them out their window or leave them in the back of the truck stop. I mean, what is it with? Do they do that at their house too? Do they just open their front window and just throw it out? Just there's just garbage bags around their house? That maybe. I'm not picking up any lumpy bags that are not tied shut. Yes, that could be a problem too. Roger Moore, goodness, thank you very much. Got in here late. Thanks for the great videos. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. I drive Peterbilt and hand them an international key and they don't make a connection. Yeah, well, they're probably not. That's the thing. They're not checking. You could just get any key and give it to them. And as long as it's some kind of key that looks like it might be a truck key. You know what? Teslas work on your phone. What are you going to do about that? A car, the Tesla car, although there's a business card type of card that goes with it, the car opens with your phone. You walk up to it, the car unlocks when you open the handle because it recognizes your phone. Lincoln is doing this now and Volvo as well. So when you get into your truck, all you need is your phone or your car. So I assume semis will do that. Tell them, look, I can't. It's on my phone. That's how I get in the truck. What's your favorite flavor of roller wiener? Do you go all beef, cheddar, wurst? I like the cheese-filled ones. You also got to have something in the middle that squirts out. I like those better. Jalapeno, maybe. Kind of spicy. Depends if you got something good to drink with it. You know, those go with a nice cold milk for the jalapenos, but absolutely. Absolutely that way. YRC is 522 today, and they are down from 546. And Roadrunner 214, they're down from 224. Stocks are down this week. Oh, GameStop is 269.40 as of noon today for you that got in at $4 or whatever. I did write this down. It was $20 on January 12th. Hopefully that made somebody's day today. They don't make them like the 7.2 Chrysler 440s anymore. 900 milliliters of piston displacement, which I had in a 1971 Chrysler 300, which was not a letter car. So if anybody of you remember those, last year for that car, did not have the Hurst one, but it had a 440 in it, 4-barrel. Pretty nice, and that was the way to do it. But still, look, 2-liter, 4-cylinder. Then you still have the 500, but at least you get more power out of it. The 3-cylinder, just not going to cut it for me in some off-road. And, you know, some of them have 31-inch tires on them. You're going to really roll those tires with 3 cylinders on the out, no torque? I don't think so. I mean, I just can't imagine. The rating on a gas rating was in the 20s on it. It's ridiculous. I get over 30 with 2 liters on mine. So, jalapeno cheddar, delish. Right, delish. You need your wiener spicy sometimes. Get a Citizens Band radio with APA system so you could talk to the four-wheelers. What's an APA system? Oh, with a PA system. Oh, my gosh. I remember those. That was a big deal back in the day, right? You could put that little PA system from Radio Shack in your car. Like 8 miles per gallon. Yeah, exactly. And you're not going to get anywhere with 3 cylinders, off-road. My Chrysler, though, that 300 on the highway, I could get 12, 13 out of that car. 12 or 13 with the 727 3-speed automatic. Sweet. But you're right. In town, single digits all day. Emperor Dion, I refuse to go into the Bronx. Told my dispatcher to only take it to their yard. Good. Where's their yard? They go, the yard's in Brooklyn. So that doesn't do any good. Fuselage 300s are bad cars. Yeah, that was before mine. This was basically a 2-door New Yorker that year. GameStop is this stock market equivalent of Dogecoin. Both are crap and make billionaires cry. Right. I just thought because it was in the news, I thought it'd be interesting to look their stock up. It has had, when you look at them like this, it's had quite a wild ride here lately. Geometra had a 3-cylinder, fun car, but only weighed like 1,800 pounds. Had an XFI, which was 55 horsepower, 3-cylinder. It would get 60 miles to the gallon, 58, 60 miles to the gallon. With a 5-speed manual, slow, much slower than current cars. But, I had 13-inch tires on that car. Very slow. Got great fuel mileage. No air, no nothing. Loved it. That would have been the way to do it then. Now, as I get lazy, I'm like, I really want a heated steering wheel. So, that's where I would get, when you get a little into your extreme upper 30s and it's cold out, you're like, I want the steering wheel to be heated. I just do. I just can't take it without it. You're just lazier and lazier as days go by. Is anyone stuck in the East Coast storm? As I head out of here, most roads in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Connecticut, Rhode Island, I saw these states have closed or restricted trucks. I think it was Jersey restricted. No empty or lightly loaded trailers. What does that mean? What is a lightly loaded trailer? It didn't. I tried to look it up. It didn't say. Lightly loaded. So that's for you to decide. Is 10,000 lightly loaded? 20,000? What kind of stupid thing is that? Lightly loaded trailer. Your favorite engine was a 4.9 inline 6 from Ford. That was in their pickups and vans. The Reddit revolution, made all the billionaires all unhappy. Oh, we've shorted this stock for years, and now somebody's going to show us up. If you're stopped up, the roller wheel will knock that right on out. Exactly. That keeps you, look, they're everything. They're like the planet's perfect food. They keep you regular. They're full of fiber, I think, and they're full of all the other things. You even had air in a Metro, you had to turn it off to make it up a hill. Right. You couldn't get anywhere anyway. The XFI, which was the fuel mileage one, that's what it was for, didn't have any of those fancy things. It had heat, but it didn't have air. It had crank windows. Yeah, and I can at 55 horsepower, the air pulls 10 of those horsepower to run the air, so forget it. That's another thing on these 3 cylinders, right, with the power. The more power the engine, the more power you have left, although all that stuff's going electric now. One of my grandparents had 60s era Buick with a 440, had a single variable gear. Variable gear is a Borg Warner, no overdrive. Nobody cared, right, at 25 cents a gallon. Wow, whatever happened to that car? Peanut butter and banana, peanut butter and pineapple, or peanut butter and pickle. Well, banana. I do that now. Okay, I'll eat a banana with peanut butter on it now. Like right now. I'll go do it right now. Peanut butter and pickle is a good sandwich, by the way. No, that doesn't sound good. From an 8-cylinder 3-speed automatic to a 3-cylinder 8-speed automatic. That's true. That's very true. The new one is an 8-speed. Yeah, how times have changed. Stay away from Pennsylvania. I'm trapped in a hotel in Chambersburg. Can't even bobtail to get a roller wiener. Yeah, I wouldn't go out in a bobtail in that storm. Oh my gosh, you'll get so stuck. You're never going anywhere. Columbia George, hey gang, just joining. I was busy delivering a load of diethyl glycol. What? Okay, so what do we do with that? I don't know what it is. What do they do with it? Alexander 5. Yeah, I'll get low singles. And it didn't matter if you idled the car at least. It still got the same mileage. Always started good. Key on the dashboard. I'm probably for the wind on the lightly loaded trailer, but I'm in Oswego, New York, and there's a little bit of snow. It's not sticking, so not here yet. Supposed to get it tomorrow. Still overcast. Valerie. Yeah, what does lightly loaded mean? No lightly loaded trailers. But no definition of what that is. Should be a percentage of the truck weight something. Kelly, you threw the garbage in a garbage bag or truck stop. You put it in a bigger trash can. Well, most drivers are too lazy to even go up there and do that. And that's why they have this garbage, and it makes us look terrible. I had a Geo Metro with a Horton David with a 3-cylinder. They totaled it because of too much broken glass. I never drove less than a V8 since. It's too much broken glass. Look, this 4-cylinder and the Escape, which is turbo, it's pretty good. But, that Geo Metro, no. I took my car's driver test in a 92 F-150 with a 300 straight 6. Good truck. That's pretty good. Automatic, probably those years. Full top and bottom lights, fully loaded. I know. I mean, what do they mean? That's not a good definition. I think that'd be a good way to fight the ticket. I would certainly try to fight a ticket if I got a ticket for that. I actually saw the GME situation as soon as it was mentioned before it blew up. Oh, I could have invested and been a millionaire, but decided not to. Well, I don't know. I didn't see it before it happened. I would have totally invested. New Jersey shut down all interstates for all tractor trailers. Turnpike and Atlantic City Expressway is the only thing open. Park. Look, if you're out there right now, park before you get stuck somewhere. Get a motel or whatever. I think the company should pay it, but at least park. Have you tried the Ghost Pepper Wiener? Really good. No, where's that? Where's that being sold at? Sir Wilhelm of Yanderland. Shipper's trying to load me with $49,000. Depends what kind of truck you have, right? Put it in your airline's token. Keep them from freezing. Oh, you could do that. How do you feel about Bill Gates being the #1 landowner in the United States? Most land specializing in corn and soybeans. No problem. I mean, I guess in a free country, he can buy all the land he wants, right? YRC sounds like it's going to go to the carrier graveyard pretty soon. I don't know. They've been sticking in the 5s, and it was lower than that. They've actually, if we'd have bought this a few months ago, we'd have been doubled our money already. Yeah. I have a 46 Jeep with 4 sticks. It's almost 1 stick per gear. Yeah, can you imagine? And now the new one, like the new Bronco Sport, is 8-speed with all these different drive modes. Which one do you think's better off-road? That's the question. The indestructible Chrysler Slant 6, yeah, you get those in a Dart or whatever, and the car would rust away, and all you'd have is an engine and wheels left, and it would still run. It's the old torque versus horsepower debate. Yeah, you need both, right? I used to keep enough stuff in my truck for over a week if I got stuck in the weather when I ran over the road. Misty, I totally agree. People should have, people are on the interstate, stop for 15 minutes, like, I'm getting hungry. Anybody got any food? I'm like, what are you talking about? You should have non-perishable food, prepared by maybe Chef Boyardee or somebody like that, and his friend Skippy, that kind of stuff. So, totally agree. Gallons of water, although you'd have water all around you, I guess. The Horton David glycoethylene ethanol is antifreeze. Oh, so it goes in like Presto. Stop allowing guards to disrespect you. It makes all truckers look bad. These Paul Blarts need to act their wage. Doesn't that go both ways, though? I mean, doesn't it partly go both ways? Most people don't have any problem with guards, right? And that's the other thing. Every day I see the same guard. He knows who I am. That's what ice road truckers use in their airlines. Oh. Trade the Sonic for a Bronco. Oh, no. The Bronco's not my kind of thing, right? I don't know if I would. I'm a sedan, a car kind of person, so I wouldn't trade the Sonic in on a truck. Although that's barely a truck. It'll be another car for me. There is a Cruise diesel in Illinois that I've looked at, so that kind of thing. Something unusual. I had a Geo-Tracker, and in heavy snow it would just lift up and change lanes. Yikes. The 440 had torque of a modern pickup truck. Alexander, oh, look, you could spin the tires on that thing across an intersection. Absolutely. That 300, you could do a 400, 500-foot-long burnout in the thing until it shifted in a second. Keep water, military MREs, and snacks just in case. Yeah, I don't know why people don't have things in their truck when they're going to be gone like that, and they don't know where they're going to be. I keep a case of MREs. Wow. Extra water and sleeping bags on the truck in the winter. A case. Where do you get a case of these? From one of these websites or something? I wouldn't know where to get one. The Army-Navy store in downtown Hammond, where I used to go, closed like 25 years ago. On Homan, for people that are from the area. Solid steel pallets on a light load for winter driving. How about it? Nice. Sweet. Are you lightly loaded? I kept cases of water or plenty of food, Misty. I always watched the weather, and if it was headed into bad weather, I never let my fuel get below half, so I could idle and run my bunk heater for days. Well, imagine that. So you actually planned ahead? Wow. And there are people, you hear them on the CB, especially in Wyoming, you're stuck there. Oh, I'm out of fuel. Why are you on empty? What are you doing out here? I didn't know this was going to be coming here. Why not? Those old 440s were used in motorhomes. That's true, right? Dodge motorhomes. That is if you had second gear, Alexander. All the 3 gears worked in the 300. I will say that 727 in it, pretty good. I treat mall cops like lot lizards. I ignore them. There are some guards that have this complex or whatever, but mostly guards are nice. If you're nice to them, hey, I'm here to pick up this load or whatever, they're okay. Oh, I should have known. Amazon has cases of MREs for $100. Do you get to choose your desserts? Do you get to choose what's in it? You should. MRE websites, military surplus stores. Yeah, the only one I knew of, they moved. Or friends in the National Guard. Oh, so you get the good ones. Hey, you got an extra few MREs over there? I don't know anybody in the National Guard. Misty, I got stuck in Snowmageddon a couple years ago, and I survived 3 days on the side of the road because you had stuff with you. There are, of course, people could survive with just water for 3 days. Drivers think they're going to die in a day. You're going to be okay. Wow, Bill made it. Stupid job. Yeah. Do you have an electric spotter over there? These jobs, you should quit that job immediately. Seahorse, what if you thought lightly loaded didn't mean weight and you had a whole bunch of empty pallets? Yeah, see, that's the thing. What exactly do they mean? Empty pallets, a whole load of pallets is pretty heavy. It's bad, very bad wording. I'm sure they had something in their head that they think it means, but when they put out lightly loaded, I don't know what that means versus a ticket for being on the road when I'm lightly loaded. If they don't define it, how do I know what it is? To me, I don't know. Maybe 4,000 pounds is light. Anything over that is heavy. It depends. Extra charms, right. You can buy MREs from Patriot Supply. All right, so apparently you can get these things. At least you'd get a better selection. When in the service, they just hand one to you. You just get the next one out of the box. I'd keep 10 or 20 liters of water on the truck, Alexandra. I wouldn't know how much that is. Is this 20 liters? Right. People keep a few gallons of water and enough food for a while, although people would not die without eating for a few days. You can buy a case of MREs off of Amazon. They're a variety. Not just military issue. Oh, so even better stuff. All right, Wild Bill has electric spotters. How long do they run on a charge? Lucky Charms are an MRE. They would keep for years. 30,000 pounds of light bulbs. See, that's the thing. Is that a light load? Is that lightly loaded? I would think it. Lightly loaded means whatever they want it to mean. But the problem is if they give you a ticket for it, it's got to mean something. I have to know, I think, that I'm lightly loaded. So if I get a ticket and I don't know what that means, I would challenge that kind of ticket and say, well, to me, this isn't lightly loaded since they didn't define it. How do we know it? It's like the speed limit. That's why they changed it in Montana from reasonable and prudent. Because people were going 115 getting tickets and beating them. Because to me, that's reasonable. How do I know what they mean? And so now there's a speed limit. So, because remember, for a while it was RP for cars out there, and you could just cruise along 95, 100, no problem. I don't know if I would cruise that fast and escape all day, but maybe. I might think about it for the day. If it was nice weather, set the cruise at 100, I think it'd be pretty interesting. Don't buy civilian MREs. They're gross. Yeah, I can't imagine the ones that they make for people are as good. Let's get the real MREs if they have those. Light bulbs are a light load. That's what I'm saying. That's correct. Are Edison bulbs heavier because it's more to it? Misty, I was cooked in my truck. I lost weight doing it. Ain't better than truck stop food. Anything would be better than truck stop food. Plus, it's way more cost efficient, right? Why is the cop driving in the right lane? I thought that's what the left lane was reserved for. Well, that's true. That's true. We don't know if there was somebody next to him or how that worked and why that policeman was driving right next to that truck. But you should always look behind you and not step out of the truck in the dark, in full black. Do you feel the same way about drive cams, about driver-facing cameras? Your stance changed? Well, look, because there's so many and I just can't get rid of them. I'm seeing all these really good companies that are installing cameras in their trucks that watch the driver. So, and they're getting prevalent in the industry, and there's no way to really get around them because people won't do anything about them. So now I guess the stance is, if you work, I'd still ask about the cameras and then really do a good research if I didn't work somewhere about it. But if I'm already there, which I'm getting a lot of these letters now, hey, they're installing cameras at my company. I don't think you quit over just that, but you see how they're going to treat you about it. If they start griping about stuff, you have to really determine if you're going to stay, because eventually you're going to get fired for a safety violation, and you don't want that. So either you'll have to change your ways or leave. But they're just going in all these good places, which is really a shame, because I think a place that gets good drivers shouldn't need these cameras. They're just doing it to get their own butt saved in a lawsuit. It has nothing to do with us, as they always say. I can live off my body fat for 2 weeks. 2 months I could live off. I wouldn't have to eat anything until spring. I keep enough food to feed a small army for a week. Kelly, yeah, then you don't have to worry. Stopped in Montana somewhere. You don't have any food. Light load equals sailboat fuel. Does it? I mean, what about 5,000 pounds? There's a meter inside. When it drops to 15% of the truck barely moves. At least they last a 12-hour shift. Okay, how long does it take to charge it? I had a crock pot for pot roast in my truck. That'd be nice, cooking that up. When I drove, there was enough snow. I'd turn into the biggest chicken driving 18 wheels. I'm not too proud. Look, I'm parked all the time. I say that all the time. I'm the first. When you park, you're going to be parking next to me because I'm already parked. I'm like, hey, I've been here an hour. Where you been? It started snowing. I saw a snowflake. I stopped. So, right, I don't risk any of that anymore. I have an Instant Pot, toaster, and a microwave. Man, you have more stuff in your truck than I have in here. I don't have a toaster oven at home. I got to come over to you just to get good food. I hope if I get a camera, I'm gone. I don't care how much they pay. I'm not a criminal. Norman Bates, I understand that. But is it worth quitting over that? Maybe to you it is. Maybe it is. It depends if it's a good job. I have people writing to me now making $80,000 at their job where they're installing cameras. 70, 80,000 different companies around the country that are putting these in. Should that person quit? Are they going to get that kind of, is it worth, say, taking a $10,000 cut for that kind of thing? I don't know. If they don't give you any grief about it, maybe we stay. Maybe we stay over it. Nathaniel, what did I miss? I picked up mine at a truck stop. Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't know they had them there, really. Either way, I do have to head on out anyway. As I look at the time here so they don't gripe at me for not coming in, which they will eventually, of course. Mark, what are you doing? Why aren't you here? Oh, of course. If you were, you should make it a parrot. Look, don't hold your phone and talk. What are we doing? I still see this. Not that often. GP Transco is here today, which I appreciate. Thank you for being here, answering some of our questions. With their teal trucks, I want to tell you about the raise. Look at Schuster giving a raise. Can you believe this? More money. I don't have one up here. Smith Transport, I just heard about this. They're giving a raise also. That got sent to me by an astute viewer, so I'll have something up for them. Fleet Nav Systems was here today. Thank you very much for that. Answering your questions. Hey, everybody's got to eat. You know, people got to eat. Dot Foods moves the food around. Cash King Trucking, the $1,680 a week channel. That's $10 an hour, 24 hours a day all week. Simple. No bonuses, nothing to figure out. Isn't that easier? I think it's easier. And it goes up. Remember, that's not for everybody. Say you had experience, maybe you get 1050, then you get 1150. That goes up a lot, okay? That'd be a lot easier to figure out. Go check him out. He's live all the time. And don't forget about Jay. Can we go say hello to Jay? Tell him Mark sent you. He won't know who I am. He's a big star now and has forgotten all about me, I'm sure. I'm sure he doesn't. I don't know. It's possible. Today first was Daycap Gear Jammer. The other day, and then Wild Bill. Very close, so close. But Michael Muller first today. Thank you for coming in. Of course, I appreciate it. Misty was here today. Thank you very much for that. Charles Contreras. Hey, what's going on? Misty Rabko was here today. Norman Bates. What's going on? Wild Bill. Hey, hell, it's good to see you. Columbia George was here today. Where am I here? Oh, Keltarusu Travels. Hello there. It's good to see you. Kenneth P. Thank you for being here. Alexandra. Thank you for coming in today. William Huglet, lightly paid too. Luke 1234, hello. Where am I going here? Oh, right, Ed Oliver, hello there. Steel Horse, thank you for being here. Let me know how that second shot goes. It'll be interesting to know how that goes. I hope it goes good and it protects you from getting sick. Really, nobody wants that. Michael Davis was here. It's good to see you today. BD5AV8R1, who needs a name change. Thank you for being here, Dave Johnson. Let's see, where am I at here? Oh, Jeff Race was here today. Creepy Joe, Sir Wilhelm of Yanderland. Kenworth Ryder. Captain Flatbed was here today. The Horton David. Let's see, where am I? Oh, and I have to get up here. Emperor Dion. Where am I? Cassius King Trucking was here. Pigpen was here. It's good to see you today. It's Mr. Plow was here today. So that's what I did with that. Furious Burger, I love that. Thank you for coming in today. But I do have to head out to my place before they gripe at me too much. And get over there. And more coming up if you want this week. And could do it and want to, or anytime, whenever you want. If you want to talk to a recruiter, mess around with them, whatever. I have them send you their information and email it to me. I'd love to have information from their email on my email. Then I have all their information. We can get more trucking company videos out. So because they're getting wise to our ways. So that's how that would work. And I appreciate everybody being here, really. Be safe in all this snow. Okay, it's not worth risking your life over. And we'll see you on the next video.